Alright, it should be streaming. I'm going to sit down now. It should be streaming. We'll know in like 30 seconds. Anyway, hello everybody! Before we say welcome, because of the new COPPA laws, we have to really make sure we tell you this. If you're 13 years or older, you're welcome to be here. Sit down. You can't drink though. I can drink. That's what I'm going to do.
Pull back a chair, sit down, enjoy yourself.
But if you're under 13, get the fuck out of here! Now, that being said, let us get started. Welcome back to the Fifth Realm!
Sup?
Sup?
Sup? I'm Tim.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm TJ, and we are the Table Candle.
And we are missing Jane.
We are missing Jane, because retail has taken her. We shall sorely miss her.
It's a very sad thing.
And tonight is Gabion... Gambit. And I'm coming in with a new character.
Episode 3.
Episode 3 of
Gabion
Season 1.
Gambit. Season 1 of the Fifth Realm.
And I'm coming in with a new character, which will be fun. You probably noticed that I no longer have my little shakies, because Kevin threatened upon pain of death if I didn't put them away. So...
Really?
Yeah, he threatened. He threatened me.
He threatened you.
He threatened me. Mister, what? This man made me feel uncomfortable. You sick monster.
That's terrible.
It's absolutely terrible.
It truly is terrible.
It truly is terrible.
You're welcome, by the way. Because those things wrong.
Those things are obnoxious. Okay, yeah.
Like them.
But
anyways.
as it stands now, I now have my...
Tell us a little bit about this character.
Okay.
Just in short order.
Short order. Last name is Shepard. First name Jane. Jane's not here to appreciate this right now. But the character's name is Shepard, and we'll refer to her as Shepard, so we don't get mixed up. But her first name's Jane. And she was part of the Nith army. She was a soldier in the Nith army, and she was actually one of the witches, part of the coven of Nithya, which is the kind of goddess personification of Nith. Until one day, she discovered that her regiment destroyed a town. And that town was a civilian town, which she doesn't condone. She's like, yeah, it's war, but we shouldn't be, killing civilians. So she left the army. She deserted. And because of this, her coven threw her out. Her coven having strong ties to the royalty of Nith. Now, it was not very long until she came across Raki, cold, alone in the woods, when Raki offered her a deal. Said, listen.
And a job.
Come work for the Black Cats, and we protect people. That's literally his tagline. So, right or wrong, she's going to protect people that are in need. She has an innate desire to, and Raki is definitely hitting that nail. Because he himself has the same kind of... he's soft-hearted, too.
Mm-hmm.
She's soft-hearted. She's not a very good liar. She has a twitch whenever she tries lying. I gave her that flaw, which should be fun. Try making her lie, everybody. And in reality, if this was, say, another game system, which I will not say, I think Paladin would be a good association with her, but not a Paladin at all.
Since this is Hero Builder, you can customize your characters into whatever the hell you want them to be.
Correct. So, I say Paladin loosely, but my character runs off we'll get into that. I'm playtesting some stuff tonight as well, along with a new idea for characters.
Alright, so that is where we begin.
My character's a witch!
Sort of. Sort of a witch paladin mix.
Yeah.
Something you can probably only do in Hero Builder. I don't really know of any other system that would allow for something that exotic.
Oh god, no.
Maybe not at, level 1.
Of course.
You could choose a witch, you could choose a paladin, but you really couldn't mix the two together.
They do. She does know how to manipulate magic with a K on the end, which is because the magic she uses is kind of based on the Wicca, magics, but the magic she wields, nobody quite understands, and one would even associate with maybe faith. But as it puts, she believes that the 5-point star.
Mm-hmm.
Each one of the stars is one of the realms, with the 5th realm at the top.
She also kind of relies on alchemy because she needs to prepare these things. She can't just spontaneously
Do them like everybody else.
summon up a spell the way another caster might be able to. She actually has to find components, put them together. And prepare it.
Correct. And with that, we begin. Now that I've introduced my character, Shepard, we'll just say Shepard.
Right. Now,
Ifrit.
No.
Do the joke with me!
when we left off,
Blatant ripoff.
You were at Raki's, a warehouse that seemed to serve as Raki's headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
You were there with Raki. You had just brought down, what was it, the House of Comfort?
The Comfort House.
The Comfort House. Found some rather nasty things going on there. Very unpleasant things.
I was just checking to make sure it was
Good.
Yeah.
And at this point, your character, Shepard,
arrives
along with your two previous characters. What was the...
Raz and Helena.
Helena with Raz and the Scarecrow. Raz is now riding on the Scarecrow's shoulder.
Which is fun, and Helena Pintel, the scholar...
immediately goes up to Raki, and she is holding a small box. It sort of looks like possibly a jewelry box, or maybe a music box. It's got 4 legs on it on the bottom, so that it actually would stand up off of the table that it's set on. It's rather ornate. It appears to be possibly made out of wood, but inlaid with gold.
Mm-hmm.
And she presents it's about 4 inches by 4 inches square.
Mm-hmm.
And she hands this to Raki and whispers something in his ear. Raki's eyes light up and he says, "You've done well." And he says, "You kept little Raz out of trouble?" And she rolls her eyes and nods.
Raz is currently talking to the Scarecrow, continuing to
and
tell
the Scarecrow is continuously asking why. And she seems content to answer
every single little question.
Why?
Well, the reason is because if you pickpocket them just right, they might notice. So you have to pickpocket them in the other way, so they don't notice.
All right, and
because it's a 12-year sentence.
And the reason
in certain areas.
And the thing which brought Shepard here. Raki didn't summon her. She saw the Scarecrow and recognized that the Scarecrow is made from the same sort of magic that she wields.
Unknown magic, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of being studied only by these covens that Nith has.
It's not. The Scarecrow is not Nithian, not Nith made, but the same sort of skill set that you employ appears to have been employed in the creation of this creature.
So an effigy, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the term would be in Wicca, I think.
But it seems to have intelligence.
We have a Togo.
Yep. It seems to have intelligence. It seems to have true life.
Which is something that some of the other coven members could not do.
Mm-hmm. So you probably find it fascinating.
It's definitely fascinating. Oh yeah, definitely followed and went, oh.
And Raki looks and says, Miss Shepard.
She nods, and should I describe her?
Yes.
She has rather large, owlish eyes. Her hair kept up into a bun, black hair. She has a hat on, a very large-looking witch's hat. She overall looks like your stereotypical witch, but intermixed with that is what appears to be black armor. Now, there is no such thing as metalwork. Anything that looks even remotely shiny in this world is most likely made of the First Realm's black inky void.
Well, that is from myth. If they're from Gaul, then it's probably made of bone or kaijin.
If they're from the dwarves of Hingariva, then
it's metal.
Then it's metal. But this is blackened steel, as it would probably be called. So not very durable, but it works well. It's like wood. It's like steel, but wood. It's as strong as steel, as durable as wood. That would be a good comparison. Of course, she has it. She looks like a soldier, just with a witchy overtone.
I'm thinking it probably looks more like a plastic.
Yeah, actually, that'd be a better term for it.
Except whereas plastic is made from petroleum, this is made from a shadowy material that comes from the First Realm.
She has on her hat. She has some stuff.
Stars.
Some stars. She has a backpack. It has like sticks, stones sticking out of it. Some like weird looking residuals that not even Raki probably understands. And she has a sword, a short sword, at her belt. And of course, papers. Lots of papers sticking out of...
Raki begins to make introductions to everyone here, and he says, this is Jane Shepherd. She is...
Just call me Shepherd.
Was a member of the Nith Army.
She nods.
Now she is a member of the Black Cats and a trusted employee of mine, a trusted associate. He doesn't use the word employee. A trusted associate of mine, as is Lord Gaul, and as is little Raz.
Raz is not even paying attention. She's constantly talking to the Scarecrow, and yes, indeed, this is why you do not want to be caught in the circles of dwarves, because dwarves, their punishment for stealing is hands cut off, although you could probably sew yours back on.
Raki has a look of great amusement on his face watching this, and he says, it seems that our Scarecrow has found itself a tutor.
Raz does not hear. Shepherd kind of leans in and
What's
goes...
the other one's name again?
Helena.
And
who will probably be dropped as a NPC.
And he says, and Helena, you know, but I have a special task for you. And Helena nods, and then he says, go into my office. I'll be in to speak with you shortly. She leaves the scene.
All right.
And he says, and as for the rest of you...
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, whoever you were.
And he says, my dear Raz... is he still ignored?
She's still talking to the Scarecrow.
He clears his throat loudly.
She turns her head and she goes, yeah?
And he says, I'm pleased that you could join us.
She goes, I've been here this entire time.
The Scarecrow says, why?
Because I was busy telling you about things.
I know, but I want to know more.
She goes, wait. We must listen to the boss. What's up, boss?
I was going to explain to you about what we are going to embark in. The mission, so to speak. It appears that a great deal of problems have been aroused in the City of Sorrow. That is where you're going to be heading.
Shepherd narrows her eyes. She goes, that's halfway across... That's on the other side of the continent.
Yes, I know. It is quite a trek. Which is why we're going to stock up on... I am going to send you to... I have a friend. He is on the outskirts of the war zone. It says, a Gabion farmer.
What's a friend? It's what you and me are.
It says, Mr. Wilson, farmer. He is a Gabion farmer. He has been a black cat and an associate of mine for many years. Very generous in his contributions to the Black Cat's cause. His is your first stop. You're going to be stopping at his farm, where you will be getting your rations and supplies for the first leg of your journey. It says he's a good friend, and he knows you are coming. I have already spoken with him. All arrangements have been made. It says the first leg of your journey should be quite easy. Actually, most of the journey should be fairly easy. I have laid out major roads. You'll be on major roads throughout most of it. You shouldn't have too many problems with bandits or anything like that. It says it is of importance that we get to Sorrow as quickly as possible.
I know you're going to ask the question, so I'm just quickly bringing it up because Shepard's going to ask. He goes, "Who are we meeting in Sorrow?" And to answer your question, because I'm running that particular one, we are meeting the Mayor of Sorrow, Belford. We are to meet him.
Says that would be one Belford, the Mayor of Sorrow.
Nice guy.
Says nice guy. He as well knows you are coming. He will be expecting you.
And what are we to do there?
Says that I don't know, but apparently there are problems, and it seems that many.
Not quite. One of the things is establish a outpost of the Black Cats there.
Says we're going to be establishing an outpost for the Black Cats, but beyond that, you sacked the Comfort House, which was very good work, but that was just the first stop on terrible things being done with these children. We have found that many of them have been sent to Sorrow. Says which is why the Black Cats have no presence there. It's high time that changes. And while we are establishing a presence there, we can find out what is happening with these children and put a stop to it. And then at that point, Helena comes rushing back into the room again, and she starts whispering rather loudly in Raki's ear. She says, "We've got problems. We've got a lot of problems. There are eyes of gall in the street."
Oh no!
And he says, "Eyes of gall." He looks at a Gabion Gall and says, "It would seem that your father has found out about your shenanigans a bit quicker than we had hoped."
Oh.
There are eyes of Gaul and Gaul troops, seems, are in the streets searching for you. Well, that requires a bit of a change of plans. I was going to let you rest here for the night and start your trek in the morning. Seems you're going to have to leave immediately. And then myself and the young Prince Gaul are going to go out and we are going to lay some false trails. And once we have got his father's forces well and truly confused, he will follow and he will meet up with you at the good farmer Wilson's.
Well,
so go ahead, leave as quickly as possible. And when you arrive at the farmer Wilson, it says, lay low until a Gabion Gall rejoins you, and then you will receive instructions for the next leg of your journey.
Raz goes, "Hear that? We're going to a farm. I can show you some farm animals."
Farm animals? Are they different from regular animals?
Yes. They taste good and do hard work.
And a Gabion Gall says these particular farm animals are Gabions.
And Raz immediately goes, "Oh, never mind. They are the most unruly things you'll ever freaking meet." And you see Shepherd shiver a little. She goes, "I hate to go to such a place, but do you want me to go with them, Raki?"
Says, "Yes, I would like to have..." Says, they're going to be going through... You're going to be traveling through the war zone, and there has been a lot of Nith activity in that area as of lately.
She narrows her eyes and
there have been a number of troop movements from on the Nith side. So you understand how the Nith army works. That's knowledge you're going to be needing to get to the farmer Wilson's.
She goes,
as I said, he's expecting you, but he won't be expecting you quite as quickly as you're going to be arriving.
"All right, sounds like a plan.
You hear the sound of screams outside the door.
She goes, I think we should leave now.
Yeah.
Raz kind of like looks around. She goes, yeah, it sounds like a good idea.
You want me to try to fly you all there? I don't know if I can yet. I'm not...
You see Shepard raise a hand. She goes, Ifrit, bad idea. Easier targets in the sky. They have bows. We should probably just sneak out the back door.
At this point, the Scarecrow snatches Raz off of its shoulder and says, "Are you ready? Pocket pawn!" And immediately throws Raz. He smacks into the wall and he goes, "Oops. Oh."
She just slides down the wall. She goes, we're getting there! Now we just need to actual targets. She kind of like dusts off.
And he says, "But I was so wanting to. I was so wanting to."
Shepard's going to make a quick skill check.
The Scarecrow's voice sounds rather like leaves blowing in the wind.
Oh, I never grabbed my calculator.
Here's
What
one
in that
here.
cellular device?
I think one of those calculators is actually busted. They were only $1.
Yeah. This one works.
Does it though? You think it does, but then it doesn't.
It'll work for me.
24 for
No, it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't give you complete numbers. It gives you little pieces of numbers.
See what I mean? That's the one that doesn't work. It needs to be thrown.
Mm.
But 24 for knowledge of magic on him.
Now, what are you trying to...
Have I ever noticed this kind of behavior before? Like, is this even more out of the norm? That he suddenly threw the pocket... Like, he mimicked something.
It wasn't so much mimicking. Apparently, he is learning. He's like a small child who is learning. It seems that Raz has taken it upon herself to teach him all about how the world works. And that's apparently one of the things that she taught him, and he simply wanted to try it. But didn't yet understand the context of
Pokemon.
of how it actually works.
All right. She
Which
just kind of...
seems sort of in order. It seems that you are looking, even though it looks like a full-size creature, you are looking at a very young child who has only been alive for a very short time. Seems to have great intelligence and even possibly a powerful wisdom, yet a very limited range of experience.
Very interesting. She makes a note of it. Raz just simply climbs back up on, and she goes, "All right, now remember, when I say pocket pawn,"
And he immediately flings she is flung directly at Shepard.
Shepard is going to make a dexterity check. She's going to make an acrobatics check to catch Raz. 9 to catch Raz.
Raz hits her in the face.
Dang!
I don't think we're getting anywhere, people. Let's move!
There's the sound of a crash somewhere outside.
Shepard just grabs Raz off, and she's like, let me go. And she goes, no, we gotta go now. She grabs the Scarecrow and starts out the back door.
And
She waves to Ifrit to come over. She goes, Ifrit.
And Raki and a Gammon Gall head out. They go into the back and head out a back door of the warehouse, taking what was her name? Helena. Taking Helena with them.
All right.
And you are now left alone in the warehouse. Raki, a Gammon Gall, and Helena have left. It's just the group of you in the warehouse by yourself. You can hear the sounds of shouting and screaming from outside.
Shepard's trying to ferret everybody out the door. She looks down and she goes, wasn't there a cat? Wasn't there a kittykин?
Oh, that's right. There was a kitty. And
You know, Jane's character, who needs to be explained.
Yeah, we've completely forgotten because that she went with again with the other two to help lay false trails.
All right.
So that'll work for me, I guess.
Yeah. So the kittykin went out with the four of them went out the back. Helena insisting that the kittykin would be useful in this, and Raki agreeing at the last moment.
All right. We head out the back and we start making our way to
We're
the
a
farm.
bit disorganized at first, but we'll get it. We'll get it.
Yeah, we're doing it. We're now heading towards the Gabion farm.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly.
Ever so slowly.
And what do you do as you travel? You sneak out of the
Big.
Well, how many? Well, my guess is out of the time travel I had, how many hours do I have free time on the travel to this place?
Depends on what you can do while you're walking.
Not really much.
Mm.
I need
I
to
just
set
find
up
it
my-
funny how a big dragon is sneaking. How is this possible?
It's simple. You're not the only dragon.
Keep going.
But we make our way back. Helene's not there. Shepherd.
Helene is with the Kittykin and the Gammon Gaul helping to try to lead Gaul's forces astray and give you a good head start.
Shepherd's simply chatting and conversing with Ifrit.
Why?
Because he's a dragon.
And Raz is just constantly talking to the scarecrow. Like, she tried to strike up conversation, but Raz immediately was like, yeah. And then, here's the thing. The best place to hide a knife for big people like you is in the your sock. That's where you hide your knife.
What's a sock?
Oh. She looks down. She goes, we gotta get you socks.
Because I want socks.
We'll get you socks.
It says, and that's it, so I can hide a knife in the sock.
Right. You're getting it!
It says, what about the things you steal? Can you hide them in your sock?
She goes, small things like knives.
It says, what about coins?
Coins are a good place.
It says, coins are good to steal, right?
Yes, very good.
It says things like pouches and packs are great to steal from too, aren't they? People with big pouches and packs always have lots of knickknacks that can be stolen.
I have a feeling I know where
Raz
this
is looking
going.
at it and goes, probably not good idea to go into packs because, well, they might
Packs
notice.
are bigger than pockets. You can get your hand into a pack better than you can into a pocket.
Yeah, but they'll notice your hand going into their pack. A pocket, though, they might not notice as much because a pocket's not as, tight.
Oh, a pocket's not tight.
Right.
A pocket's... But if you reach into a pocket, you feel the fingers when you reach, you trying to find out what there is to grab.
Not if it's slightly out and you bump into them. We'll work on your pickpocketing. But you never take from somebody's pack. Very hard to. Unless they're nowhere near their pack. Then you can. Easier to quickly find things you want. More valuable things.
Why?
Well, mostly... And she continues going on. Meanwhile, Shepherd, who's leaving this, she goes, so Ifrit,
Yes.
you're one of the Emperor's dragons.
I am.
Well, used to be, if you're working with the Black Cats.
I still am. I just haven't made my way back to Nith.
So why are you coming all the way to Sorrow? Are you going to come all the way to Sorrow?
I might. If my desires change, I might, leave and head back to Nith. You never know. But for now, our objectives aren't in line.
We don't have our dwarf either.
Yeah, the dwarf kind of went missing at some point.
Has he quit? Is he not going
To my knowledge, he may have.
Lost
I don't know
interest?
why. Nah, he's law. He's becoming a lawyer.
So the dwarf became a football and we kicked him out.
Punted him. Well, he's more than welcome to come and play. We're a very open table.
Yeah.
But she goes, well, I used to be part of the legions of Nith.
I can tell by your outfit.
She goes, yeah. But you see that around her neck she has a symbol of the Black Cats. She goes, but ever since Raki took me in, I'm more leaning towards the Black Cats in my allegiances.
Interesting.
Well, mostly because my regiment killed civilians. I did not know until afterwards.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right. Normally we don't do that.
Apparently, it happens more than you think.
Granted, I haven't really been on any of the battlefields lately. It's only when,
True.
the royal family
I'm
gets...
sure. I'm sure if the royal family knew that this was happening, but I'm a deserter. I can't go.
Well, now you are, yeah.
Yeah.
Upon the trail ahead of you, you find the signs of a very, very recent camp. Someone has camped here probably this past night. And from the looks of the tracks, the way the tracks are laid about, you would guess it was probably a Nith patrol.
She's going to do knowledge Nith army. Oh wow, that was just absolutely terrible. 8 for
You have no idea why the Nith would be why a Nith patrol would actually be camping on the road. That seems a bit out of character. They would typically find a place somewhere off the road that would be that would be easily defended, rather than right directly on the road.
She looks at the camp and she goes, "It's kind of odd that the army would just camp on the side of the road. They don't normally do that." Raz goes, "And Nith army, they can do whatever they want."
And
Why?
also especially...
Because there are lots of them, and if you get caught by one of the MPs of the Nith army, there goes your head.
Why?
Because they're dicks.
What's a dick?
She goes, "Don't rush it, buddy. We'll get you one."
No, I'll get a dick.
She goes,
I'll get a Nith army man.
She
Whoa.
goes,
Whoa. That escalated quickly.
We'll work on things. We'll work on that part of your education later. You know what we really should worry on, though?
What's that?
Why the Nith army is currently on the side of the road.
Why?
Because they're dicks.
They're dicks.
Right.
And they want my head. He
Only if you try stealing from them.
He promptly takes the pumpkin up off of his shoulders and extends it out and says, "But what if I hand it to them?"
They would probably go, "What the hell?" Shepard's just too busy looking at the things, and she goes, "It's really odd. Where does it look like they went? Up the road or down the road?"
It looks like you're following them.
She goes,
It doesn't look like they were on the road at this point. It looks like they came from somewhere off to the east and camped here on the road and then broke camp and continued along the road in the same direction you're going.
Interesting.
Want me to scout ahead?
She goes, "No." She takes out one of her scrolls, her scroll of the owl. She tosses it up in the air. It sparks and flashes, and in a puff of smoke, a human-sized owl appears in front of her.
The scarecrow goes, "Wow."
She goes, "Kind of like you." The owl looks at her and she goes, "Fly, report."
The owl flies away in the direction you pointed.
Which is up the road. She goes, "Wait a moment. Let's see if he returns."
He returns
It
about
lands.
an hour later and tells you that there is no Nith army. They appear to have left the road again.
She goes, "How far up?"
Says, perhaps 10 miles. And there's something else.
Yes.
Says, it appears they had a fight.
A fight.
Someone else, another party, more tracks.
Interesting.
These tracks came from the north. There were no bodies, though. Signs of a struggle. Blood. No bodies.
Well, let's go up ahead and see. She goes, "Fly above us and see if anybody approaches."
And it says, you must take care, though. We are coming into Gabion country.
She goes, "Oh boy." So the owl goes ahead and flies up high above them to keep watch, basically.
And you come to the point where the owl told you, and indeed it appears there was a skirmish of some sorts here. You see a few broken weapons, clearly the signs of fighting. There are trails of blood, but indeed no bodies. Perhaps it wasn't a lethal confrontation, or perhaps whoever lost took their dead with them.
Raz gets down and she goes, "Stand back, everybody. I know my weapons." She looks at the weapons and she's going to make a weaponology check. She does not have weaponology. She's totally
This
right
will be
now.
fun if she rolls a low.
She does not have a weaponology.
She does not.
If she rolls a natural 20, she will.
Plus, it's a 7 on the roll to figure out what the weapons are. Well, where the weapons came from. The weaponology of them, basically.
She comes up with a really, really believable and completely bullshit story because she has no idea where they came from.
She ain't going to tell anybody she doesn't know. Obviously, these are dwarf weapons.
It says they were attacked by a band of dwarves. Would appear
Obviously.
Attacked by a band of dwarves because we've got Nith weapons, Nith footprints, dwarf weapons, dwarf footprints. There is a chunk of some sort of armor, which is clearly the remnants of a dwarven helmet. And she has absolutely no idea what she's looking at.
Shepard walks up and she makes a weaponology roll.
Does she have weaponology?
No, she doesn't. But she rolls a 20, not natural.
Rolls a 20.
She looks down, looks at the weapons herself.
Well, you see a sword laying, which is clearly a Nith blade because it's made out of made out of the shadow steel. And you also see a few pieces of other weapons appear to be made of bone. So you would guess it would seem that it was Tangara that they tangled with.
Tangara.
But that doesn't mean it could have been a patrol of Gaul, or it could have been raiders, it could have been bandits, it could have been locals who didn't appreciate them, something that they had done. There are lots of possibilities, but with no bodies, it's really hard to say who they fought.
She goes, "I don't see any dwarfs weapons, but
no sign of dwarves. Clearly, no sign of dwarves.
No sign of dwarfs." She goes, "I don't see any dwarf weapons, but of course there's dwarfs."
And then, the scarecrow.
Raz, you don't know what you're talking
scarecrow
about.
says Raz said there were dwarves, so there must have been dwarves.
Obviously. Shepard just points and she goes, "No, those are bone make. Tangara."
And the scarecrow does a weaponologies check. And the scarecrow says, "These are dwarf weapons," holds up a piece of bone weapon, and says, "You see, it's dwarf weapon because it's small. It's a piece of a weapon, not a whole thing." Says, "You see, it's small, so obviously a dwarf who's small wielded this." So it looks at Raz, says Raz knows what she's talking about.
Raz just looks at the scarecrow and goes, "Of course!" She looks at Shepard and she goes, "Maybe we should leave. Maybe we should go on. Nothing else to see here." She starts walking.
The countryside here is very barren, very desolate. The wind is cold. Most of the time in these parts, the wind is cold, and not a lot grows. Gabions are a natural part of this landscape. They feed off of the lichens which grow on the rocks in these areas. Their primary food source.
Mm-hmm.
And there are no, even though you're in Gabion country, which means Gabion farms, there are also known to be herds of wild Gabions that roam about the area, and they are well known for their foul temperaments, particularly the males.
Shepard just kind of like walks around. She's like, "Be careful, everybody."
And do we see any Gabions around?
No, you don't.
That's a bit odd.
Well, these are very big plains. Raz is back to talking about the different penalty laws in different
The
cities.
owl swoops. How long does the owl last, by the way?
It's a minion, so it lasts indefinitely until destroyed.
The owl lands on a barren tree branch, not far beyond you, and says, "I've spotted more signs."
She goes, "What are the signs?"
Says, "Bodies."
She goes, "Bodies? What kind of bodies?"
Says, "Appear to be Nith soldiers." Says, "Just up ahead, just off the road." just off the road size. 3 bodies.
3 bodies off the road.
Say we go check it out.
Yeah, let's go check it out. We head over and check it out. The owl goes back up and
You
continues
head
to
up
circle.
and you find indeed you smell the bodies before you see them. You hear the flies before you see them.
Yep,
And
that's some dead bodies here.
Then you see the bodies. And these bodies were not they are not hacked apart. They have not been stabbed or slashed. It appears that they have been gored and crushed. And along with the bodies, there are a few broken weapons. There is also a large chunk of chitin, which is an organic substance. Does anyone have knowledge of creatures, monsters?
Are you trying to say chitin?
What insects?
Chitin. They're made of chitin.
Yeah, chitin.
Not chitlins is a very tasty kind of food. Well, to some people. But chitin is what you're thinking about. So it would be knowledge what?
Anything, monsters, creatures, wildlife.
Use its intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Shepard got 13 and Raz got 16.
I got a 19.
The dragon recognizes what he's seeing. This is a chunk of Gabion shell. It appears that they were attacked by a Gabion. Perhaps more than one.
Ooh.
And gored to death.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Gabions have been through here.
She looks at the Nith army soldier, Shepard, and she's looking through them, and what exactly... Does she have to make a roll of, like, what exactly their ranks were?
Yeah, she can make a roll of that. They're all 3 are human. One appears to have been very young. The other 2 were probably middle-aged.
22.
It appears that the youngest was a private, and the other 2, the other 2 were slightly higher ranked, but none of them were very high ranked, possibly sergeants.
She looks through. She goes, pity.
And their weapon, you see, they still have weapons. They still have pouches. Their comrades left them here in a hurry.
Raz jumps down and she starts rummaging through the pouches.
You hear the scarecrows? Oh, no! You said pouches are bad to reach into.
Ah! But when they're dead, you can definitely reach into their pouch. But make sure no one else is around apart from who's currently standing here. And she's rummaging through the pouch. What does Raz finds?
You find about 20, a total of about 22 coins of the Nith currency, which I forget what we called it.
Obatons.
22 Obatons. And you also find a Kaijin cube.
As she pulls out the Kaijin cube, she goes, ho 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 ho, we have pay dirt.
How did the Nith army come upon a Kaijin cube? Kaijin cube being the currency of the Empire Gaul.
And, in all reality, the most, best of all the currencies.
Best of all the currencies.
As Raz already knows,
but no member of Gaul's army would willingly trade with a member of the Nith army. Not as things are currently standing politically between the two kingdoms.
So as it stands, the Kaijin cube, Kaijin, which is what it's just called, Kaijin, is worth 5 Obaltons, 25 gold. So she kind of looks at the cube, she goes, very interesting, very interesting, very nice, very good. She goes, this is why we rummage through dead people's pouches. Shepard just looks down and she goes, I may not be part of the Nith army anymore, but I don't think that was very respectful.
And then the Scarecrow says, "But they were dead. It's okay to rummage through a pouch when someone's dead."
She just looks and she looks down at Raz. She goes, "You're giving them very bad lessons."
You're just now figuring this out?
The Scarecrow squeals with excitement, and he peels the boots off one of the bodies and says, "Raz, are these socks?" They are indeed socks.
She looks over and she goes, "Bloodied socks, but socks, yes."
The Scarecrow begins sits down, peels the socks off, and starts putting them on its own feet. Says, "Look, Raz, I have socks. I can hide a knife."
She goes, "Don't forget the boots." Shepherd just starts walking down the road and she goes, I ain't dealing with this. I ain't dealing with this. She stops and she goes, "No, I can't just, even if..." She looks at you and she goes...
You hear more excitement going on behind you and the sounds of bodies being messed around with.
She looks at you and she goes, "Please help me bury them." I mean, these are technically your people as well.
Yeah, you are.
You would freaking care that they are basically grave robbers.
When you turn back to the scene, all three bodies are without their boots and socks, and the Scarecrow is now wearing 3 pairs of socks on each foot.
Raz is going a little excessive, but good. Good try.
Says, "Look, I can hide a whole bunch of knives now because I have a whole bunch of socks."
But let's get you some armor. And she starts peeling off the armor. This little
That's
peeling
enough.
off. You walk up and go, "That's enough." Raz stops and she goes, "Well, we need armor for him."
We can get armor elsewhere.
Fine. All right, come on. She goes up to the Scarecrow and she goes, "Let's let them bury their dead." And she goes,
"Why?"
She starts singing a drunken song, and she goes,
"Why? Why bury them?"
Because burying is very important. And she starts singing a tavern song. She starts.
Well, I dig. Start digging. Clawing
You
out
start
earth.
digging. You start digging. Helena is gathering. No.
Helena's not here!
Shepherd! I got used to saying Helena. Shepherd. I have to get used to saying Shepherd. Trust me. I'll get this by the end of the episode. Shepherd helps you bury the dead. The entire time, Raz is singing, and she's at a certain part. She goes, "Oh Nithya, oh to Nith I sing, for her eyes were golden in the spring. Oh Nithya, oh to Nith I will drink, for she fell to bring us from the brink."
It's about late midday right now.
We bury the dead, and you see Shepherd put. She draws a pentacle on each of the graves using earth magic. She then nods and she goes, "May Nith embrace you in the next life."
The Scarecrow says, "Why?"
She goes, "Have you been listening? Have you been listening? Because Nith fell for us."
"Oh, Nith fell for us."
Yes.
Like this, and the Scarecrow collapses into a heap on the ground.
She goes, "Yes, but never got back up.
"Oh."
But you can get back up."
And the Scarecrow does indeed get... It says, "Because I have socks."
She goes, "Yes. But Nith also had socks, but be careful." Shepherd just looks at you and she goes, "We should really get going." We head back on the road.
And the owl comes back to you and says, "I see your destination.
She goes, "Excellent."
Just a few miles over that rise.
The
Gabion farm."
She
Gabions
says,
around?
"Are there any Gabions?" You asked that.
Are
He
there
asked
any
that.
Gabions around?
It says, they are in pasture.
She goes, "Excellent."
It says, "I don't see any." It says, "I didn't see any sign of wild Gabions."
She goes, because I don't know, we want to make sure we have enough food. And this is the cold plains. There will obviously be conies. Go hunt some conies and come back to us when you have captured 5. Make sure they stay alive.
And the owl says, bring them back alive?
She kind of goes, if you can't.
And the scarecrow says, why?
Raz goes, because we, unlike you, does he need to eat? And she looks at Shepherd. She goes, does she need to eat? Does this thing need to eat? Shepherd looks at the scarecrow. She's making a knowledge magic check. 15.
It's impossible to say whether it needs to eat or not. It removed its own head and had no problem with that.
Probably not.
You're guessing probably not. And there doesn't appear to be much to it as far as internal organs would be. So if it could eat, there doesn't appear to be a way to digest it. It's made primarily of cloth, straw, and sticks.
Probably doesn't need to eat. Raz goes, oh good, because I wasn't going to share my food.
What is eat?
She goes, we'll go over that when you turn 16.
What is 16?
16 years. And she starts talking about the calendar and about how there's only 4 real months.
And she has got the scarecrow's rapt attention.
We make our way to the Gabion farm.
And you head over the rise.
And of course the owl's off hunting conies.
And you see Gabions for the first time. Sorry I didn't have time. I wasn't able to color them.
That's fine.
These things look creepy, just going to say.
Put it underneath the camera.
The immense horn upon the creature's back.
All right.
The males used to fight each other and establish dominance.
Dominance.
Gabions, the strongest males have the biggest, most elaborate horns. So it is a symbol of their superior maleness. And in order to establish that superior maleness, they will have huge battles clashing each other with the horns. It is because the females will only mate with the most extravagant and powerful males. It is known for some huge, exceptionally strong Gabion males to have vast harems of females that will only breed with them.
So essentially this Gabion farm would probably have one
big dominant
bull
and
then
then
a bunch
lots
of
of females and smaller males.
And if you're wondering what the creature is based on off of, it's a I can't remember.
A leafhopper.
Leafhopper. It's based on a leafhopper, but these things are big.
I had to figure out what the horn will be. I know why a leafhopper has a horn. It's for camouflage purposes. I had to figure out why something the size of a Clydesdale would need to have a huge horn. And it's to...
And they're essentially the pack animals of
male
the fifth
dominance.
realm.
They are renowned for their vast strength and endurance, and they are prized as beasts of burden for that reason. But their temperament, particularly the males, they are very notoriously nasty tempered. They are also prized for the chitin, particularly the chitin of the horns, which they molt on a monthly basis. Every month they will molt. And every year they will lose their horn and regrow a new and larger horn. And the chitin from the horns is used for a great many, particularly tools, weapons, and armor. Prized in both the Blight of Gaul and the Empire of Myth. So that's why Gabions are farmed. There's quite a bit of money in them.
So we arrive on the farm.
Yep, you see Gabions. All of them are you start seeing the Gabions. You've got large, very heavy wooden fences on both sides of the road, and there are Gabions on both sides of the road moving about. All of them they're large animals. They're all probably about the size of a good-sized horse, and most of them that you see have very little horn. Their horns are maybe a foot or two off of the backs of their shells. They look much more beetle-like than those creatures do. Occasionally you see one that's larger and has a much more pronounced horn, but nothing massive. You're clearly not seeing a huge bull. These are most primarily females and probably young males.
Interesting.
In a Gabion farm, there's probably one dominant bull.
Raz is looking around and she goes, "You see those things?
Yeah, I see those things.
Don't mess with those things."
Says, "Oh, are they bad?"
She goes, "Oh no, not bad. They just would flatten you if you tick them off."
Oh, they flatten. That's not good.
She goes, "No, that's why we keep our distance."
Says that's why there's fences.
Right.
And then you come upon the farm. You see a large, looks like a barn. Then there is a much larger building than the barn, which is circular. It's probably 3 stories high, circular, and then there's the house.
Mm-hmm.
The house is actually rather modest, considering the amount of money that's involved in Gabion farming. And you head to the house, and Mr. Wilson meets you there. Mr. Wilson is an older man. He's human, and most Gabion farmers are usually either human or Tengara.
Mm-hmm.
This one, Mr. Wilson, is human. He is
Will that fit in this door?
Probably not. Oh, you might, because you're in Tengara country, so yeah, you would, because he's probably...
Yeah. They got big wings and stuff.
You're in Tengara country, and, I mean, his neighbors may well be Tengara. So places are built large enough for the Tengara to move through. They average 9 feet in height, and they've got big wings and tails. And
So this is around where my dragon is.
so yeah, you would fit through.
Barely.
Shepherd walks up and she goes,
He's a man probably of 60. He is short but powerfully built, and he's got a sort of a half beard going, little spectacles on his face.
She walks up, she holds up her the black cat's medallion. She goes,
He says, "I've been expecting you."
She goes, "And it's well to be met."
He says, "Well, perhaps not." He says, "There's been trouble."
She goes, "Really?"
He says, "Yes, there is, unfortunately." He says, "It seems that there have been thefts."
What kind of thefts?
He says, "The Gabion sort of thefts. Someone has stolen 3 of my Gabions."
Raz is currently outside pointing at all the different Gabions and telling the Scarecrow about each one. She used to be on a farm.
So does she have a knowledge? You give her a knowledge of Gabions.
Knowledge of Gabions?
If she was...
Yeah, she she has farming as one of her intelligence.
Make a farming knowledge check.
Ooh, those were really good rolls. 26.
You realize that the large circular building is where the prize bull is kept.
Raz looks over at it. Does it look like the bull might be home?
It's impossible to say.
Yeah.
The building will be completely sealed to keep the bull away from all the others until the farmer wishes breeding to commence. Because if it gets loose, the bull will immediately go to kill
all the males,
the younger males, and then to establish his dominance, and then breed with the females. The farmer wants to sell the young males, not have them killed by the bull.
Young males make good pack mules, basically. Raz looks over and she's explained this to the Scarecrow, who's obviously asking a lot of whys.
Of course, lots of whys.
Shepherd,
but it seems that when you explain something, the Scarecrow learns. It seems that after it asks why and you explain something, it takes your explanation to be the absolute truth and remembers it.
She,
regardless of how ridiculous your explanation might be.
Shepherd is currently explaining. She goes, "Well, do you know who might have?"
He says, "Unfortunately, I have no idea." He says the thefts occurred late at night.
Would they have trouble with these particular ones that they got stolen?
You would think, but they didn't seem to. whoever did this had knowledge of how to handle Gabions.
I say we stake it out tonight and see what happens.
She goes,
See if they come back.
Says, but in the meantime, he says you'll be well fed and supplied for your journey.
she nods.
Says,
She
but
goes,
if you could find it in your time, I would appreciate if you could find out who's behind this.
well, we need to lay low. My owl is currently finding some conies in the fields. We'll be bringing it back for rabbit stew. She goes,
No, it says, oh, make sure your owl is careful.
She goes, why?
It says, oh, the conies in this region, says these are not the sort of conies that you're used to.
She goes, oh. She then goes, large.
He says, wound warts.
Oh. She walks immediately outside and she whistles for her owl.
There's no response.
She goes, well, shit.
Would she know what's going on with
Nope.
the owl? Or?
Nope, it's just a spell. It's as if it's a person.
Mm-hmm.
So she does not know unless it reports. So she whistles again.
No answer of any sort.
She goes, crap. Well, had I known that, I would not have told. Say, hey, go get freaking...
So the farmer says, unfortunate, says wound warts. They are large, carnivorous conies.
Well, it's made out of magic, so not quite terribly worried, but... There goes 15 minutes down the drain.
The scarecrow says, make another.
She goes, well, tell you what. She looks at Raz and she goes, Raz, you know about farms. Yeah, of course. I used to be on a farm. Could you set up a way that we could catch these poachers in the act? Poachers? Shepherd goes, oh yeah, you were outside. She explains everything to Raz. Raz goes, oh.
And Raz probably says, rustlers. They're not poachers, they're rustlers.
Of course I'll help. And she immediately goes, yeah, of course I'll help. Like, fuck those guys. So she goes,
You are not in the lead on the F-bombs tonight.
That's because we are PG-13. But probably no more F-bombs for tonight. Because the algorithm doesn't like cursing.
He took all your F-bombs.
Fuck you.
Claimed all of your F-bombs.
Anyway, moving on. She goes, if you guys can come up with a way that we can, I'll work on some fumes and maybe some more scrolls. Especially a new owl scroll. I don't like being low.
So you will be spending the night here, so you've got plenty of time to...
She goes, but if we're going to be camping out the night, I need some sleep before myself. So at this point, we're going to go...
The farmer treats you to a large meal first. You meet the farmer's wife and son.
Raz is just having so much fun, meeting people.
His farmer...
How old is the son?
The farmer's wife is a very large, boisterous woman named Helga. The son is probably 25, 26 years old.
So a farmhand.
Yeah, he is a strapping young man.
Raz goes, excellent. You a betting man?
Says, oh no. He says, I only bet on sure things.
She goes, how about some cards and maybe we might get into some betting. Come on.
He says, never played cards before.
Well, the Scarecrow needs to learn anyway, so come on, let's play cards.
Okay, I'm game for I'm game for cards.
She goes, excellent.
Mr.
Also give me
Wilson
time
comes,
to think about our
comes
plan.
and says, I'll play some cards with you.
The who?
The farmer.
The farmer? She goes, excellent, wonderful.
Don't bet too much money.
Well, right now, the Scarecrow doesn't have anything, so I don't want to be fronting him anything. So we're just going to play some friendly hands. Maybe. If things get riled. In the meantime, Raz has instructed you with a few things.
Raz.
Raz. Because Raz is in charge of the whole keep an eye out. She goes, "Well, dinner's cooking and I'm playing cards. I need you to do a very small favor because you can fly.
What?
I need you to fly up into the air and find us the tallest tree near here.
There aren't a lot of trees in Gabion country.
If there's not a lot of trees,
It's mostly flatland. It's mostly a rocky, barren prairie.
is the soil easy to? Well, we already dug in it." She goes, "Well, if that's the case,
In some areas, the soil is very easy. In some areas, it's very rocky.
you and the witch can go out, and while she's doing whatever she needs to do, she can keep you company. You Nithians, you get along so well. You guys go out. We need a pit. Big pit to hide you and us under the pit in the Gabion pasture. Make sure..."
There are trees, but there's no forests or anything. So the trees are tree here, tree there, few trees here, few trees there.
She goes, "Big pit. Make sure the Gabions will not cross a grate. So make sure that you dig little trenches around the pit to make
First
sure
you were
they
going to
don't come
fly,
in."
now you're going to have to dig.
She goes, "Well, if there's not a lot of trees, make the pit. If you can't find a tall tree that's nearby that we can watch,
There are
Make
big
the-
trees. The majority of the trees that there are large.
find the biggest tree so we can set up and watch. So I can set up and watch and whistle if I see anything. Because I'm small. Nobody's going to notice me."
If I gotta. Then I leave.
There are two very large trees right out in the back pasture directly behind the barn.
Found him.
It just walks up, looks, found.
Didn't even have to fly. So you go out to the back pasture. You see these two big trees. Make an awareness check while you're looking at the two big trees.
Awareness is wisdom, I guess. Or intelligence.
Shepard's currently unpacking her witch's kit. Her portable witch's kit to start working on some stuff.
I got a nat 20 there.
You got a nat 20. You become aware.
You gain awareness.
I'm just gonna jack your pencil.
It's a skill.
Mm-hmm.
You understand being aware more.
And you become aware of two things.
Intelligence, I guess?
No, wisdom. He becomes aware of two things.
Two things. First thing you become aware of is a powerful musk odor that's coming on the wind. The second thing you become aware of is a heavy thudding that you can feel in the ground more than hear, as a vibration, something very large moving around on the other side of the barn. Very large, you would say.
And that's not coming from where's the
You are currently on the map. This is the barn. These are the very large trees that you see. The sound you're hearing is coming from somewhere over in this area.
Not in the barn.
Not in the barn. Behind the barn.
I'm going to attempt to.
And just for your note, the large circular Gabion building would be back in this direction, behind the barn, and
I'm going to attempt to fly above the barn to see where the noise is, and try not to be seen, I guess, somehow. Just a giant dragon.
Stealth. It's stealth.
Why am I rolling?
Uses dexterity.
It shouldn't be.
We have a fire.
see that.
It's nice.
I got a 21.
You fly up into the air, fly over top of the barn, and you see an enormous Gabion. Truly enormous. Twice the size of any of the others that you've seen, with a horn that's probably 12 to 13 feet high, with about 20 or 30 spikes coming off the horn. Extremely elaborate. Its eyes are glowing reddish in the dark, and you see there are sparkles, almost crystalline sparkles of bright fluorescent, bioluminescent blue going all up and down the horn. It actually is a rather beautiful sight. And you also take note that there is a large gaping hole that appears to be a sliding door that has been released and opened in the large circular Gabion bull building. Someone has released the prize bull.
That's not good.
I go back into the house as somebody's released your bull.
Raz immediately drops
Somebody
the cards,
released the bull.
and Raz immediately drops the cards, which are like very big to her, and she goes, "Okay."
The worst
Repeat
kind
to
of
me?
Gabion is a bull Gabion.
She goes, "What?
The bull is free.
Is it heading this way?"
It's kind of behind the barn.
Snorting around, not really doing anything, just moving in circles at the moment.
Has
Looking for, probably
Question.
looking for lichen.
How much time has Shepard had to work on anything?
About 2 hours.
About 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely 15 minutes to replenish that. 2 hours. She's going to make another fouling fume. She takes the rest of the time to just eat. She picks up. She's got another fouling fume in her thing. So I'm just going to flip this over and look, it's a fouling fume. Yay! She picks it up. She puts it in her pack. She goes, "Wait a minute, what?" She kind of like puts the stove out. She goes, "The Gabion's out."
The bull is, yes.
The bull. Well, I guess we gotta go put it back. She looks at the farmer.
And usually the farmer is like pulling his hair out, and he's like, "Why would someone let Maurice out?"
She
and
goes,
his son's like, "This isn't good." Says, "You know what time it is. Maurice is going to be. It's been a long time since we've let him have it any of the cows."
She goes, "Quick question. What's the way to calm down Maurice?" And this is Raz, by the way, who's a farmer.
And Wilson says, "Well, that depends upon how out of sorts Maurice is. If Maurice isn't too badly out of sorts, you could probably lure him back in. For the most part, he likes it in there. I keep lots of really good, tasty lichen in. He's probably come wandering out mainly out of curiosity."
She goes, "So there might be a chance if we can get him back in quickly." She goes, "Come on, let's go." She grabs on the scarecrow and she goes, "Move, move, move!" And she goes, "No questions, just follow."
Says if he's back behind the barn, he hasn't gotten near any of the cows yet. Hopefully he hasn't gotten a whiff of them. He's thinking about food right now.
Raz has directed the scarecrow out the door. Shepard has collected the last things and she's running out the door too. Do you run out the door?
I was already out the door.
Okay, he's already out the door.
I walked in. I popped my head. I was like, the bull's loose, and I just dipped out.
And as we come out, before combat commences,
Who says combat is starting?
Well, she's getting ready. She takes out a scroll, and she flings it up into the air. It unravels, flashes in a puff of fire, and a giant toad, which is actually something I would say that one of the things she made.
Okay, we have a speaker.
Mm-hmm.
We have a speaker for an enemy.
That's the Gabion.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bull. Oh boy. Is it in?
Let's get that in the camera.
Raz gets her first look at Maurice the bull, and he is not only the biggest but also the most beautiful Gabion you've ever seen. His horn is simply brilliant, glowing with all the bioluminescence. He truly is a prize bull. He's twice the size of Ifrit.
Raz goes, "That is a beautiful bull."
And Wilson says, "I got a lot of pride in him." He says every Gabion on this farm has done come from him.
Raz goes, "That is quite amazing." And we'll just figure that Raz is also the scarecrow right here.
As you can guess, in Gabion farming, the primary purpose for the bull is breeding. The biggest, best bull creates the best stock.
Raz looks over at Shepard, who just created a giant toad. using her magic scrolls. Which you're wondering what I'm doing. She has named items that get used up. That's how she summoned the owl, and this is how she summoned the toad. She summons the giant toad.
The Gabion is not looking at you. It's looking off in that direction. It appears to be snorting and digging in the earth, overturning rocks, licking lichens off of them. So it's looking the opposite direction from you. It doesn't know you're there.
She
So it's
goes...
got its back towards us.
Raz goes, okay, maybe we can get back into the barn if we use your toad. Shepherd goes, well, I kind of figured I wanted a big thing between me and it. She goes, direct your toad, and are you willing to round up a Gabion?
I can try.
She goes, all right. Have your toad hop over to the other side and rivet at the Gabion. Shepherd goes, okay. It hops over to the other side and rivets. So that moves over to the other side.
And it rivets. The Gabion's small by comparison to its body. Head pops up looking in that direction, and it makes a raspy snort. And immediately you smell that musk smell again. And
Raz might know what that musk smell
Raz
means.
makes a farming knowledge check.
$21.
That musk means two things. When a bull Gabion is unleashing the musk, it's saying two things simultaneously. One, it's saying, I am a big, huge, badass bull, don't fuck with me. And the other thing it's saying is, I want to fuck. So it's both towards any potential threats, it's giving them warning that it is a badass, but it's also reaching out, trying to alert any females in the area that there is a prime bull that's ready and waiting for some ladies. So it's trying to attract females and scare off predators.
The frog is now going to attempt to direct the Gabion, because I think Raz goes, maybe it might be a bad idea to send you in just yet. Just make sure it doesn't come this way. Make sure it follows the toad.
Fine.
The toad rivets
And
again.
the Gabion starts moving in the direction of the toad, and you see that the bioluminescence on the horn gets brighter.
The toad jumps towards the big barn.
The Gabion follows.
It jumps towards the big barn. And at this point, Raz goes, okay,
How fast is the toad jumping?
I'm going to say 9 spaces with each leap, because it is doing technically a frog hop along with it.
Alright, after the toad makes 3 leaps, the Gabion stops pursuing and then goes back to digging around in the dirt, apparently satisfied that it scared the toad off.
The toad jumps back towards it. You see Shepherd just yelling over. She goes, make it get closer! Make it go in! The toad jumps towards
The
him.
Gabion's head pops up in the direction of your shout, and it turns its massive body around and starts not charging, but sort of meandering in your direction.
The frog rivets very loudly.
It
Right.
ignores the toad.
Crap.
It apparently has established in its small Gabion brain that the toad is afraid of it, and therefore no longer a threat.
I'm just gonna, roar just to get the Gabion's attention. The big one.
He roars.
Should I need to do a roll for that?
Where's Raz at?
Raz is currently standing right there next to...
That's Raz. That's Shepherd.
Right.
Which are
Alright.
not in camera, by the way. Let's move them a little closer.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Raz, make an intelligence check.
Raz makes an intelligence check. Raz does a pretty okay job. 18.
They weren't interested in stealing the bull. Whoever let the bull out, if they wanted to steal the bull, there would have been a huge commotion of them trying to steal it. But stealing a bull of this size would have been incredibly dangerous. The bull is a distraction, so someone is doing something on the farm while you are trying to corral this bull back into
Raz
his
immediately looks at you and she shouts. She goes, "Fly the area. Find out if anybody is currently trying to steal any of the others. We'll handle the bull."
Okay, good luck.
He flies off, and
Bye-bye.
Shepard goes, "I think I'm going to need some more toads." And she unleashes the other 2 scrolls she has and creates 2 large toads. We're going to need pop things for them.
large.
That's a toad. That's a toad.
Totally not toad.
And hand me the medium-sized humanoid shelf too. Just hand it over to me.
Whee!
All right, so
I'm just going to jump in front of the camera because we can't see.
Just frack you.
There we go.
I need the humanoids.
Okay.
These are the non-humanoids. I need the humanoids.
So you need the normal size.
Yeah, normal size. And
These are
where are the toads at?
Good.
Place the toads where they're at.
I just summoned them right in front of me. I can only summon things right in front of me.
Okay.
And now I have absolutely no toad scrolls. So that is actually out of my pack
For now.
Right.
for now.
Have you gotten what you needed?
Okay, you can put this back. Done with it. All right. So what do you do with the other 2 toads?
They jump here.
Now that tree, they can go. That tree is the branches of that where the green expands around. It's probably about 8 feet off the ground. The branches are. The brown star shape is the massive trunk.
Okay.
So you can go under the tree, but if it's something too tall, it's going to have to duck.
So it goes underneath the tree, and basically they are circling the.
They circle the Gabion.
They circle the Gabion, start ribbing at it.
The Gabion doesn't like this at all, and it immediately charges that toad.
The toad is going to jump over it.
And
I would say you'd need a roll for that.
it crashes through the fence and roll for an... Oh, now it will take initiatives.
No.
It just initiated combat.
I mean, did I find anything while I'm flying around?
No, we'll find out on your turns.
Oh boy.
Oh, that pencil doesn't have a tip.
You're down a tank. Have
Going up against a
So-
tank.
Have fun.
The thing is, we're not trying to kill it.
Trying to get it back in its corral. All right. And it's Shepherd. All right.
Raz got 12. And Shepard got 6.
Basically, Shepherd sucks.
And where do the toads go? Do they go on Shepherd's
They
turn?
are technically minions.
They go on Shepherd's turn.
They go on my turn.
All right. Raz got 12.
Hence the I can never really do double damage.
And what did Ifrit get?
23.
And what did Shepherd get?
Shepard got 6.
And next turn,
Next turn.
yeah, what they roll initiative for this first
13 for
2
Shepard.
2-turn initiative for initiative.
7 for Raz.
24. For Ifra.
Right, the Gabion charges that toad
Well,
and makes an attack.
so it's charging. So
And the toad's going to attempt to jump.
2, 3, 4 to get out of the way. So it runs 4 and it's attacking. So it takes a -4 to its roll because it's a run and attack.
What is the toad's armor class?
The toad's armor class is 6. It's 6.
It runs through the toad. The toad is vaporized.
Yeah, I only had 1 point of hit points. So it's toad's vaporized. That toad's gone.
It also tears down the fence there.
Oh, that fence and that fence.
Oh boy.
And then it once again goes back to chuffing, but now its eyes are firmly on the other 2 toads.
It turns around and goes.
It starts chuffing and threatening and looking at the other 2 toads. And next is Ifrit.
You're high in the air. You just saw that.
Yeah.
You saw the Gabion take out the toads. All
Well,
right,
also-
make an awareness check while you're up there.
20 not that.
You see a group of people over in one of the other pastures. And they appear to be approaching a female Gabion.
Ah,
One of the cows.
the thieves.
I fly towards them.
Right, you fly towards them. And next is Shepherd.
Shepherd.
As you see Ifrit just fly away.
She has 2 actions. The very first action, she is going... Well, as a skill check, that toad is going to take a menacing 5-foot step.
Meow.
And this one takes a 5-foot step. This one stays where it is. Skill check intimidation on him. 12 for intimidation on him. For the first one, I'm doing it through this one.
Okay.
And that was my free skill check. I'm using an action to do another intimidation from him. That's a 14 intimidation on him. So they're both intimidating him by ribbiting. Their
Right.
ribbits are rather intimidating. And she holds her last single action.
You seem to have the 2 toads seem to have the bull Gabion's full attention.
Nice.
All right, and she holds her single action.
Next is the Scarecrow, and oh boy,
Uh-oh.
do we have the Scarecrow on the board?
Technically speaking, they are in the same spot as that
Okay.
Raz.
All right. Move the Scarecrow towards the Gabion, as he is now heading towards the Gabion, yelling, "Pocket pawn! Pocket
what's
pawn!"
I would say, why don't you just temporarily use this cat as the Scarecrow?
And now
So
it's Raz's go, who is the Scarecrow hasn't thrown her yet, but he's
Has
obviously intending.
he moved a 6-foot step?
He has moved 6-foot step. Yes.
He's okay, 5-foot step. He's moved 5-foot step. Raz immediately tugs on his arm and says, "No," and she says it rather authoritatively.
The Scarecrow.
Natural 20.
The Scarecrow stops charging and then says, "Why?"
Actually, you know what? What did I just roll? Leadership? I mean, like, what skill did I just roll? I got a natural 20. I basically said no.
What would the skill be? Yeah, probably
Leadership. Wow, she just understood leadership.
And the Scarecrow stops dead in its tracks and says, "Why?"
She goes, "Because if you throw me at him, I will be like those men on the side of the road. Dead. Bad. Can't teach you."
And the Scarecrow gets, if it's possible for a pumpkin to get a sad look, it does get a sad look.
She goes, "Wait."
We're at the top of the round now.
I did not expect Raz to understand leadership.
And
Bum, 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 bum.
It's Hero Builder!
and Ifrit is going first.
How close am I to...
For the last... By the way, if this is the end of the round, for the last action... Shepard is going to use her... I can't carry over an action, sadly. So I need to think. Okay, she...
Some things you can't even do in Hero Builder.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and she's going to make a dexterity acrobatics roll to see if she can roll. She can move an extra step.
That'd be a nope.
8. She fails the roll to run, so she stops there. And she uses that action. So she's just kind of like keeping an eye out, but she like moves quickly to kind of like make sure everything is within her view.
All right, from your vantage point, you can see both sets of action. You can see this group of people who are trying to corral a cow Gabion.
This is him.
And you can see your friends who are trying to corral the big bull Gabion. It's just wiped out one of the toads. Appears on the verge of going after the other 2 toads. They don't seem to be making much headway with it. It hasn't moved towards its abode. So what do? Are you going to go focus on the people committing theft? Now that you know what's going on, it doesn't appear that they have not gotten control of the cow Gabion. It is not cooperating in the least. They're having to chase it, and it has already knocked 2 of them down.
No, I go after the group of people.
Go after the group of people.
I almost literally dive bombing.
Right, what do you do? There appear to be 6 of them total. And then you see 6 people, but you also see what appear to be 2 truly enormous rabbits.
Oh boy.
These are rabbits the size of large German shepherds. And closer inspection tells you that there are pawns riding on them.
You know what? I didn't choose. I'm going to choose no, because I forgot to do it at the beginning. Lava as my element of choice. How close would I be to... Well, how close would I be to the... I guess the big rabbits? Or should I... No.
The rabbits are moving quickly around the Gabion, while the people who are on foot are trying to corral it. Will apparently get ropes on it. The rabbits are distracting. It's chasing the rabbits, going after one, then the other. And as it does so, the people are trying to get loops around its small horn.
No, I'm going to dive bomb one of the people trying to rope him.
It's managed to knock 2 of the people off their feet. Doesn't appear to have injured them, but it's drugged them off their feet, and it's broken at least 1 rope, but it's focused primarily on the rabbits, not the people. So they're accomplishing their goal in that regard.
So I think stopping one of the rabbits might be a good idea.
I'm leaning towards either trying to attack the rabbit, or swooping down to take out one of the people doing the ropes.
Up to you. I just sit here.
Let's go with good old dice roll.
I just sit here and keep it PG-13.
I'm going to go with a good old dice roll to decide. Odds, I hit one of the people doing the ropes. Even the bunny.
Okay.
Odds, so I'm going after the people.
All right. He dives on one of the people.
I'm going to pretty much, try to... Yeah, I'm going to dive bomb one of them.
All right.
Do you aim to kill? This is
No.
Hero Builder. Okay.
This time, no.
All right.
What do you try to do? Just knock him off his feet, or pluck him off the ground, land on top of him and pin him down? You got a lot of options dive bombing.
I'm going to try to dive bomb him and pick him up and just
carry him
I
off.
was like, no! Just quickly, nope!
LOL. Nope. And you have a great advantage because he does not know you're coming. President of the dive bomb.
Got a 29 against, I guess, reflex or armor class?
Reflex. You snatch him. Make a strength check.
Why did I close calculator? I'm an idiot.
No one's an idiot, Kevin. They're just mentally challenged.
24?
And that's fine.
You snatch him, you pluck him off of his feet, and then attempt to get back up into the air, but find that with the weight of a fully grown human being in your claws, you get about 2 flaps and then drop back down, plopping on top of him, pinning him flat on the ground.
Oh, I guess that works.
So you didn't quite make it the strength check. You got the strength check to grapple him, but not to fly away with him.
It works.
Yeah, it works.
I'm pretty sure everyone else is like, oh! What? No, there's a...
All right.
Suddenly, dragon!
There's a 9-foot dragon in their face.
And next is the bunnies.
This is probably going to hurt.
The bunnies come running around towards you, and you see both bunnies have a pawn on their backs.
They're going, what the...
And you see they are exactly doing that. And you can hear one of them yell, "Raj, are you alive? Did that lizard thingy kill you?" And the other one says, "God's damn that lizard thingy! I'm gonna kill me a lizard thingy." And he aims what looks like a wooden cannon, pawn-sized, of course. For him, it's a cannon. For an average person, it would be a pistol. But for this pawn, it's like a cannon that's sort of mounted on the bunny's back. And he shoots at you with it.
Oh, no.
It's called a pea shooter, by the way.
Does it shoot peas?
No, actually,
No.
it shoots little wooden darts,
Dang it.
which are poisoned.
Ouch, maybe.
Maybe.
What is your armor class?
Well, armor.
19.
And it hits you. You are hit with 3 little quills. You take 2 points of damage. What is your fortitude?
Well, actually, I take 1 point of damage, so...
What is your fortitude?
My fortitude is 17.
And that is all you take is 1 point of damage. You resist the poison.
Woohoo.
The quills stick out of your hide and don't appear to accomplish a whole lot. And you can hear the pawn say, "Well, shit." Next is Shepherd. Next is Shepherd.
Shepherd.
We've got two combats going on, 2 different parts of the
thing. Right now, the camera's only on one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically, I'm not really in...
This one now takes a 5-foot step. And once again, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just within range. That one takes a 5-foot step. And is rolling to attack with its tongue. It's very long. And flick it in the head of the Gabion.
Are you insane?
So it's going against armor. I'm guessing it's going against armor.
Mm-hmm.
That is a... I actually never put anything for...
Which one is doing this? This one here?
Yeah. 18 plus 5 plus... 24 to hit.
That is a hit.
It does exactly... 9 points of damage, and then it takes it moves 6 spaces that way.
Towards the barn, I guess?
Towards the barn.
Right.
It basically flicks it in its head and goes, nah!
Next is the Scarecrow, who holds his action. And then is the Gabion.
who just had it get flicked in the head.
The Gabion, the bioluminescence all over its horn goes from bright blue to bright red. And
Meaning
it sort of tilts itself forward so that the horn is angling at more of a downwards angle, and it does a full charge to gore that toad into nothingness.
I think he means business.
True, but it is well out of range. So
the Gabion is charging and makes 2 full move actions to charge after the toad, which is in the direction of the
barn
so where
how far
Wilson
does he go?
and his son are laying out the Maurice's very favorite flavors of lichen.
So how far does he get?
It can move 8 spaces on a single move action, so it gets 16 spaces.
How would you classify? Because this is kind of taking.
at this point, I would, for time's sakes, just because it would take a while. Let's just say the plan works because we have another battle to get
We
to.
have another problem going on.
We have another problem going on. I really
Handling
think
it.
that the frog can outrun the thing into the barn and just get gored.
The toad does get gored to death in the barn.
They shut.
They
close.
slam the barn shut.
The other toad hops over. Shepherd
this
gets on
time-
back.
And at this point in time, I don't have anything that looks. You couldn't find anything that looks even remotely like bunnies.
So I
Is
guess.
is that a latex glove?
I think so.
I cannot touch it.
Really?
I'm allergic to latex.
Really?
It does to me what poison ivy does to other folks.
Ooh, I did not know that. I'll make sure I keep latex gloves out of the way.
You want to just use the map is my current battlefield too, and just have
Yeah,
you guys.
I know exactly what's happening. It's fine.
Well, no, so I can get it on the actual
You're
camera.
right. You're right where you're at. You're on the other side of that fence.
I'm going to go get a milk while you are laying that down. Does anybody want to refill?
Sure.
Yes.
All right. So you had the orange. Tim has the blue. I'll be right back.
And you want to just use what we had as their Gabion as the female one to make it.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to be in the
Oh,
there. Okay. The female's not interested in fighting you.
I mean, yeah. I probably scared it off after I kind of just swooped down literally right next to
It was trying to get away. I mean, it wasn't interested. The males are the really nasty ones.
Surprised there's no males anywhere around.
There was the big bull. He keeps the big males separated from the females. It's Gabion Farm, so they're controlled.
And I guess I have one underneath of me.
Yes, you have one underneath of you.
I guess technically wouldn't have done damage to him anyways when he kind of just...
Oh, he's unconscious.
Oh, okay.
He's flat on his back. Actually, you could probably take him out of there. You really don't need him.
Okay.
He's not going to be. He's taken out of the battle.
Okay. Yep. I'm good. Yep. We are all good, but now we need the titty. With the milk.
The yummy milk.
Yes. Totally. But I think I would have been cooler if I was just gonna dive bomb that just flew away. It's okay. Nope. But alas, it did not work that way. I hear him. He's coming with the milk.
I am back with milk.
The milk.
I have come back with the milk.
Good.
And could you please take that glove so I don't accidentally touch
it. Yeah, I'll grab it. We don't want to kill Tim.
I once had a boil on my arm and used a Band-Aid that had latex in it on it. The scar from the Band-Aid lasted for 4 years.
Oh, wow. I don't know if this is latex, actually, but...
I don't take a chance with
We're not going to take a chance.
anything that's rubbery. I don't take a chance with it.
We are not going to kill Tim. We swear. We're not going to kill Tim on live camera. That would just be rude.
But it would be great entertainment until the cops came for us.
It wouldn't exactly kill me. It would just be very unpleasant and uncomfortable.
Well, I say that, but like Jane is allergic to spinach as well, so we keep everything away. It
Latex
just
is the
tickles her
only thing I
throat,
know.
but she does. But
Latex is the only thing I know of that I'm allergic to. So, all right. So there, the blue ones are the bunnies. The red ones are the people.
Which one's it?
Godzilla is the dragon. One bunny has jumped over the fence.
Which bunny is the one that tried to,
The one that jumped over the fence.
who did measly 1 point of damage to me?
Mm-hmm. So we are now at Raz, the last in line. Raz makes an awareness check to see if she becomes aware of what's going on behind her on the other side of the fence.
7.
That'd be a nope.
Nope, you're not aware of what's going on over there.
I mean, you didn't hear a loud thump.
Now I need initiatives.
Okay, because this is round 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
Shepard got 11.
And suddenly the focus has changed.
Shepard got 11. Raz got 9. They both rolled a 10.
I got 25.
Nice.
This
So
is-
you want to do this?
Raz got 11. Shepard got 11.
Not what I was thinking.
Well, what Raz get?
9.
9. And
This is about as high as I can get. This is a 25.
alright, you go first. Ifrit goes first. Your friends are watching the big bull Gabion chase a poor toad down into the big circular building where obviously a horrible goring is taking place. And you can hear the sound of the door being slammed shut. So it seems that they've successfully dealt with the Gabion threat.
I'm gonna take a 5-foot step. Yeah. There. And face the bunny that so rudely tried to...
Well, it's the one that jumped over the fence is the one that shot you.
Oh.
That bunny was the one that said, "What the hell's going on? Where'd the big lizard thingy come from?"
Well, I'm still
The
gonna...
bunny didn't say it, but the pawn said it.
Well, I'm gonna breathe the...
So you just turn because you still have that guy underneath your feet.
He's
He's unconscious.
Oh, he's unconscious. Okay.
He's
I
knocked
missed that
out.
part.
Yeah, he's knocked out flat. He
I
was
was
a
busy
minion.
getting milk.
He was a minion, so.
So I took a 5-foot step and I'm facing the bunny that's near me. And I'm going to attempt to breathe acid on him. Not acid.
Right.
No, I said lava.
Goes against reflex, I assume.
Yes.
All right.
Then it's the blast 1, so it'll only affect the bunny.
Mm-hmm. And the pawn on his back. It'll
Yeah.
affect the pawn too.
So 29?
29.
Yes.
That is a hit.
Where is my D12? There you are. Green, where'd you go lockout? Damn it. Boing, boing, boing. Boing. Whoops. Too many. $15 points of damage.
The bunny gives a squeal, kicks up in the air and rolls. The pawn is sent flying, lands on his back. The bunny jumps up. The pawn's laying on the ground kicking. "I'm on fire! I'm burning! Put me out! Put me out!"
Nice. That was Mego.
And
Who's
next
next on the
is
chopping
the
block?
bunnies and the pawns. The bunny that was over the fence comes back over the fence, move him behind you, just on the other side of the fence, and he shoots you again.
What?
Oh, we need the fail wheel.
Woo! Fail wheel! Is this
Put it right there.
Mm-hmm.
right here?
Go ahead and spin her. Because he rolled
Fail
one.
wheel. Fail wheel. He done fucked up.
What does... Can't.
Hero's choice.
I don't think we've ever had this one.
No, we usually get Hero Master's Choice.
Mm-hmm.
That one's a new one on.
Hero's choice.
What's What happens? He jumps over the fence and attacks you. And fails. Badly. Was he trying to do a power at the time?
No. He's just trying to shoot him with his pea shooter.
I'm gonna say shoot an ally.
He shoots
One
an ally.
of his allies.
He shoots right past you and hits that guy that's standing on the other side of you right there, who promptly...
The bunny or...
No, the dude. Who promptly, like, screams, quivers, and drops to the ground shaking in sort of a seizure.
Nice.
And you can hear the pawn go, oops! And next is...
What did the other pawn... Or, no, what did the other bunny do that was kind of on fire?
That bunny comes charging at you and makes an attack. What is your armor class?
19.
And he jumps. You see these bunnies now on close inspection. Not only are they about the size of German Shepherds, they look like jackrabbits, except for the fact that instead of large rodent incisors, they've got cat-like saber teeth. And which he employs to bite you as he charges forward, and you take 9
Yeah, the owl
points.
never had a chance.
No, the owl never did stand a chance. German shepherd-sized, saber-fanged bunny rabbits.
Nope.
So I take 8 points. To...
And that is the bunnies go. And next is... Oh, we've got a bunch of... Right in the... How fast is... What is Shepherd's Dex?
Shepherd's dexterity is 12.
Not Shepherd goes next.
Alright. Shepherd makes an awareness roll. She is currently watching, and she's going to take her 2 actions.
She still has 1 toad remaining.
The toad comes over to her, and she pets it. She rolled an awareness check as her skill. She rolled a 2. Let's not talk about... She has no idea this is going on.
No idea what's going on.
She currently pets the toad, and she goes, there.
Even though it's not far behind her. It's dark. It's behind her. Her focus has been on the Gabion, which is now charged into its building and been locked away.
You guys are actually pretty quiet, too.
Yep, success.
You don't smell burning? Because I kind of just, spewed lava.
Wind's going this way.
She botched the awareness check, so she didn't smell nothing. Didn't smell nothing, didn't hear nothing.
She uses her skill. She basically uses her actions to get over to her.
She's enjoying triumph, victory, success.
Well, okay, motherfuckers.
And all right,
What are the rest?
take the one that got shot off.
Which one? This one?
Yep. And the other 4, 2 of them come rushing at you with pitchforks.
I'm gonna choose these 2.
Yep.
So there.
And they both make attacks. All right, get the fail wheel again.
Oh, wow. Oh, I get to spin.
Yes. Good.
Fail wheel.
A fortune.
For
us, maybe. You'll shoot
You'll shoot your eye out. You'll shoot
So he
your
hits
eye
himself?
out. Yep.
Somehow, how does he hit himself with a pitch?
He trips, falls forward, and impales himself through the shoulder on the pitchfork, and he's like, "Oh, damn it, it hurts! Oh!" And the other one, unfortunately for you, rolled a nat 20.
So the one that impaled himself is dead.
He's not dead. He's out of the fight. He's not dead, but
he really bruised his shoulder.
Yeah, and the other one rolled a nat 20, and you take 7 points.
So 6 points. Haha. Is he mad?
And he says, "Damn you, dragon! Where did you come from?" He recognized you as a dragon, not a lizard thingy.
Disguise.
The other 2 both employ slings at you, and they both miss. Both stones bounce harmlessly off your shoulders.
Ding, ding.
And next is Raz, who still doesn't know what's going on yet.
Two. Rolled a 2.
Oh, boy.
The Scarecrow carries Raz over, and now the three of them are over. Put them all right next to the Toad. They're all busy congratulating each other.
Granted, they're not in camera, but
They're not on camera, but it's pretty funny from this.
They're all busy congratulating each other. They're shaking. They shake hands. They shake hands with each other.
Well,
and we're now to the next round.
next round. Shepard got 9. Raz got... Oh, there's a high roll. 15.
And what did Dragon get?
19.
Dragon goes first again.
It's dark out, right?
Mm-hmm. It's the middle of the night. It's late
As
night.
as the free skill check of from the previous round, I forgot to do this. She pulls out her lantern, which gives her a +2 in darkness to perceptions for next time. She rolls.
Okay.
All
She
right.
did not want to alert the Gabion to her presence.
Seeing as how...
Oh, I totally forgot she also had cat vision. But it doesn't matter, I rolled 2.
I'm
You
gonna...
got a guy stabbing with a pitchfork, a bunny that just bit you, another bunny running around behind you with a pawn on his back shooting at you, and then 2 guys using slings against you.
I'm going to breathe this. I'm going to use a action point because I'm going to attempt to use. I get switch to ice. Use a different element this time, and then breathe ice on the bunny. No, the bunny
All right.
that is in front of me.
You're fighting bunnies.
Yeah. Got a 15 against reflex? Or 20. Yeah. 25. Wrong number. There we go. 25 against.
That is a hit.
Better. Where's my 12?
Always remember, you're adding all the things to count.
Yes. Not a good roll. 12 points of damage as icicles just shoot out of my mouth.
Alright.
And I guess sort of impale them.
12 points.
Yes.
Alright. You hit that bunny. The bunny doesn't go down yet. He's close. And next is the bunny's turn. That bunny flees.
Which...
The one that you just shot, that you just blasted.
It doesn't have the pawn on it, though.
No, the pawn's still rolling in the dirt, trying to extinguish himself. And the other bunny, still with the pawn on his back, jumps on your back, and...
Excuse me?
He rolled a nat 20 with his power. And you take a total of 22 points of damage as he gets his teeth into your neck and then rakes you with his claw, with both sets of back claws. And he's currently latched onto your back. And next is... That was the bunnies. Next is Raz.
Raz.
Nope.
Raz is actually asking about the toad. She goes, so this toad is like that? Like him? Yes.
And next is Shepard, who's just been asked about the toad, by the way.
Finally! Okay, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Finally, an actual roll. 16 naturally. Is that a catch?
And as you're preparing to answer, you look at Raz, you see past Raz, and you can get a glimpse of some kind of commotion going on the other side of the fence. You can hear the dragon roar in pain.
Oh, she's going
And you get a glimpse of a flash of bluish, icy light that seems to flash from that direction.
She pulls out, freely, she pulls out one of her scrolls of strength, uses an action point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, that was here.
Jane wasn't here to keep you from out of this fight.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you're now within range. I can see him now.
Mm-hmm.
I can see the commotion.
And you see he's got what looks like a giant rabbit clutched to his back, raking the shit out of him.
She is now going to... Have you gone yet?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I went first.
He he took that first bunny out and it ran. Got down to 1 hit point and it fled.
Alright, she goes up, she holds her action, she focuses her magic. She focuses magic, which is her power. She holds her last 2 actions, which triggers her power. She gets an extra action, she then immediately uses it, and she uses the Scroll of Strength. And the Scroll of Strength, buzz, flits, opens up, burns, and the next attack you do is double damage.
Fun.
Yes! And that only cost me 8 power points.
Because now the only thing I can do is...
Claw and bite.
Yeah. And whack him with my tail.
And next is the Scarecrow, who becomes aware.
Obviously.
And the Scarecrow is charging that direction, yelling pocket pawn.
I guess a double move action.
Yep.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
No, he's moving towards the guy.
What?
Moving towards moving towards him.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're like,
And that's his
you're pretty much at the
That's his
fence.
go. Yep, he runs right up to the fence, yelling pocket pawn, pocket pawn.
Raz.
And holding Raz up over his head.
Raz has technically 2 actions still. She's going to do leadership. As her skill check first. Of course, she sees this and she goes, "Yeah, do it, do it."
You see, he's charging towards a man who appears to be loading a sling.
And that's her go.
And that's also the top of the round.
Okay. Again, 1 HP left. 1 HP back. Yay. Not very
Shepard got 20. Raz got 17.
I got an 18.
Well, lucky you.
You don't go first this time.
I'm slowly going backwards in my rolls.
The bunny goes first. The bunny is rolling well. You take another 11 points of damage.
Whew.
And now it's your go.
Whew.
Bunny is still on the back and clutched to the back of your neck, chewing and raking on you.
That's what I'm at.
Where's he at?
I'm at 5 HP right now.
Uh-huh.
Whew. Well, how the heck would I get the bunny off of me?
Grapple with him. Overcome him in a grapple.
But he's on my... Okay.
Well, you explain the flavor of it after you do it. You've got the advantage in size.
If I succeed. Damn it. I done did it again!
Which, by the way, when my scroll flashed open, you suddenly felt a surge of strength. As if a human was pushing on you.
28 against... I guess.
You overcome him. How
Yeah.
do you shrug the bunny off your back? What do you do to get him off your back?
I grab him with my tail.
You grab him with your tail and snatch him away from you.
Yes. No.
You can make an attack on him. Well, since you got him grappled, you can automatically inflict damage. So roll your tail damage.
Tail damage! It's not very
And
much.
double your tail damage.
Ooh. Yeah. I needed the tail damage doubled. Because that's what I roll.
Yeah.
That's what I roll! Yeah. So,
4.
total of 7 points of damage.
Alright, you fling the bunny away from you with the tail. It slams into the fence behind you. That's the first damage it's taken, so it's not going to get up and run away just yet. And
It takes 6 points of damage if it was flung into something.
so it's...
Because that would be a knockback, technically.
Still not enough to make it flee, but yeah, it's got some damage now. Next is... Everyone went pretty high in this. Next is... No, Shepherd should have gone first.
Oh,
She had
really?
20. Yeah, she had 20.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
Like, why is he going?
Yeah.
Whatever, I don't care.
Shepherd should have gone after the bunny, not the dragon.
She just used one of her scrolls. She reaches back, grabs one of the fallowing fumes she has. This one. And then holds her action, focuses her magic, and flings it. He's here, right?
Mm-hmm.
She flings the bottle right here. And this square suddenly is encased in a yellowish fume. And that power works like this. Hang on. Fouling Fume versus Fortitude. $20.
They're minions. You hit them both, so they are both gone. Tier builder, so you decide if they die or if they just lapse into
It's carbon
unconsciousness.
dioxide, basically. If I remember correctly of what fouling fume is, it's basically carbon dioxide captured into a bottle. So
They just drop into unconsciousness.
they drop into unconsciousness when it officially takes
And-
them over.
Yeah, you hit them both and they're minions, so they're both.
Pokeball!
Next is Raz, who is still being clutched in the Scarecrow's fist.
She uses a skill check to say, stop!
Because you got a 17, but the Scarecrow got a 7.
14 on the Scarecrow to have him not throw me.
The Scarecrow indeed doesn't throw you, and you see there is a strange look has come over the Scarecrow. The inside of the Scarecrow's face, which is like a jack-o'-lantern, typically glows orange. At the moment, it seems to have taken on a yellowish color. It's gone from orange to more of a yellow color, and he seems to have forgotten about you. He's sort of clutching you in his hand. He doesn't drop you, but he's not holding you up over his head anymore.
Odd.
And next
There
is
goes one of my fumes.
the one man who's left with the pitchfork stabs at you again.
We'll do it this way. 1, 2, wait, both of us. 1, 2, 3, go!
That didn't really work.
Failure! That's what this wheel's all about. Hero Master's Choice.
Master's choice. He draws back with the pitchfork, attempting to throw it at you, and it slips out of his hand, falls backwards. He falls backwards and stabs his own self in the butt cheek with it.
Oopsies.
And the Scarecrow last. His eyes have turned yellow. He then extends a hand out, pointing a finger at the dragon. And directly now in front of the dragon, you see a large pumpkin pie appears and slaps into your face. And you are healed 21 He He heals by pumpkin pies.
I'm okay with this.
This is Hero Builder.
It could be anything you want.
And that's the end of combat. Well, no, we still got one bunny, but that bunny's going to be...
Toast.
That bunny flees, seeing everything is gone against him.
Is the pawn...
The pawn is still on his back, and the pawn is the one that urges him to flee.
With that in mind, I say combat continues until that pawn goes down.
What happened to the other? What happened to the other pawn that was? I know.
He's just now managed to put himself out. He has 1 hit point left, so he's not interested in fighting you. He's sort of trying to limp away and not be noticed.
Raz points at the pawn on the rabbit. I'm just going to say this to see if combat stops with him here or running. Because we don't want to get into more combat.
Yeah.
Leadership. Wait, I'm dumb. 18. I forgot.
What are you trying to do?
Stop that scoundrel! We've got you surrounded.
He doesn't stop, but the dragon makes an awareness check.
I shall choose this.
Ooh.
Nope. I don't notice it.
Shepherd makes an awareness check.
What's with these crappy rolls?
Raz makes an awareness check. Somebody needs to be aware.
Raz got a 17 naturally.
Raz takes notice of the other pawn who is trying to limp away without being noticed about 10 feet from the dragon.
Stop that man! You just dig your claws around him.
Nope. Prison.
Combat is over.
Instant prison.
There, our guy runs.
The men who you knocked out with the gas are waking up, and one is laying on the ground, clutching his shoulder, moaning. One is clutching his butt cheek and moaning. The one that you flattened first is waking up and clutching at his head. And you see Mr. Wilson and his son come running up to you at this time, and he points out and says, "That's Brady, my neighbor." His neighbors have been robbing him.
The toad jumps over to where we are.
The chode.
The toad.
A short, thick penis.
The toad jumps over and just kind of stands behind all the men who are hurting and just ribbits.
They sort of gather into a close little knot together.
It looks at them,
wounds.
licks its lips.
And you see the one apparently who's Brady. He is an older man, probably in his early 50s, and he's like, "We didn't mean no trouble. We didn't mean no trouble." And Wilson says, "How come you're trying to steal my Gabion cow?"
Raz kind of like just looks over and goes, "Because the Gabions fetch a high price."
And Wilson says, "He's got his own damn Gabions."
Shepherd raises a finger and goes, "That is a true point." And she's going to make a...
Does her armor look like Nith armor?
Her armor looks like Nith armor.
And Brady points at you and says, "It's your fault. You're the problem."
She goes, "Excuse me. Explain."
Says, "You're the ones that's been stealing my Gabions."
She goes, "What, the Nith Empire?"
He nods and says, "Exactly. Them Nith soldiers, they come and they take what they want. They threaten me, my wife, my sons. Tell us they're gonna burn our farm down and kill everybody if we put up any kind of hustle. And then they already done took my prize bull."
She looks at them. She goes, "I wish I could say that that was not the case with the Nith army, but
doesn't seem like the standard practice in the Nith army. They do go and live off of the people of the land, but they always pay Nith coin for whatever they take. That's the Nith law."
She goes, I wish I could say I didn't believe it, but considering what I've already know...
Make a knowledge of Nith.
Just Nith?
Yeah, or Nith army.
18.
You recognize this. More than likely what you're dealing with is probably a band, possibly a large band, of Nith army deserters who have decided that they're just going to go out and use their status as Nith soldiers to plunder the land, but they're not actually fighting in the service of Nith anymore. They're basically rogues fighting in the service of themselves.
She goes, we need to stop these men. There's too much at stake.
Quite possibly the people that you were following on your way here could have been members of this group of outlaws.
She looks over at the Scarecrow and she goes, maybe you should have taken more off of them. We're dealing with deserters. That pissed you off considering your status. She goes, I may be a deserter, but I'm not this kind of deserter.
Not only are they deserters, they're rogues and they're
scoundrels.
Definitely scoundrels. They're using their status as soldiers to rob the people around that live in this area.
She left because there was a lot of corruption in the army, but these are just deserters in it for themselves. Unlike her, who's in it to help people.
Yep, they've essentially become bandits.
Well, if I find them, they're as good as roasted.
And if you try putting her on a particular alignment chart, it would not work because you don't know exactly where she is. Is she neutral? Is she good?
Not
Is she
yet.
good? Here's the thing, because
Hero
Builder doesn't worry about alignment charts.
No,
it only worries about what the character thinks is good. And right now, what she thinks is good is topping the deserters.
After you've been playing for a while, I can tell you what their alignment is, because I'm a very good judge of. I can tell by the way you're playing them.
But there is no such thing alignment as Hero Builder. It's fun to do, but Hero Builder really just focuses on what you consider good. Now, moving on. She goes, where are they?
And the man shrugs and says, I don't know. He says, they hit me last night, though. He says, I was just trying to get a little bit of...
Natural 20 on the... Oh, wait, hold on. I forgot to do a Hero Builder law. The toad is about to eat one of the men.
About to eat one of the men?
It doesn't actually kill him. It just, pops him in his mouth. And it was a natural 20 to do that.
He swallows one of the men. The man squeals, and Brady says, your frog just ate my son!
She looks over and she goes, huh. Now, where do you think they're going?
He says, who?
Where do you think the bandit camp is?
He says, how should I know? But I told you, they hit me last night. They hit me at least once a week. They hit everybody around here except for him.
Why?
He points at Wilson.
Why?
Says, I don't know. He says he must be in league with them. He says he's the only one around here that ain't been hit.
And the guy's screaming inside the frog.
Yep.
And she walks over to the frog, starts petting it to let it go. And she goes...
The frog upchucks the man who's now covered with slime. And he's like, oh, it stinks.
She goes...
Brady points at Wilson and says, he's the only one that never gets hit. Everyone else around here has been hit. Both human and Tengor. They don't care. Says, but they don't hit him. Says, why is that, Wilson? Why don't they hit you? Why do they hit everybody else? Says, your prize bull ain't been snatched. He then says, oh, I did get something off of him if you want to see it, though. Says, because my prize bull killed a few of them.
She goes, yes.
And he shows you a breastplate which has the markings of a captain on it. Says, I think it's a rank.
She goes, yes, captain.
Says, awesome, my bull killed a captain.
She goes, but no witches?
He says, witches? No, didn't see no witches. They got dogs, though. Big ass dogs. Nith does employ giant molasses warhounds.
She goes, molasses warhounds. She looks at you and she goes, well, I say we... She looks at Marcus, the guy who is in charge. Marcus, right?
Brady.
Brady. She looks at Brady and she goes, it is a fair point. Why do you think you haven't been hit?
Wilson shrugs and says, I've had no idea that any of this is going on. Yeah, there's been some strange folk around, but no one's ever bothered me.
I'm figuring out if he's telling truth or not.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, that is Second Sight, I think it's called.
Yeah, Second Sight would be able to do it.
Second Sight, it uses wisdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm really sad because that was a 19, not natural 20. I would have really liked that Second Sight.
Mm.
So, but it's a 19 and plus 5, so 24 for Second Sight. Is he telling the truth?
To the best of your ability, he believes he's telling the truth anyway. He doesn't show any of the telltale signs of a liar, unless he's a very, very good liar.
Raz is a liar. Can Raz find out? Natural 20 for Second Sight. She did not have that.
She has it now. Yeah, he seems to be telling the truth.
Wow, that's like 2 skills for her this turn. Wow, I'm actually really proud of Raz. Raz is like getting some skills.
Yeah, he seems to be telling the truth.
Raz
He
goes,
has no idea what's going on.
Raz goes, well, there has to be a reason why they haven't hit him. She goes, well, considering how big that bull is, I'd have to agree. I say what we do.
Brady says, now true, my bull isn't nothing like old Maurice. Wilson here's got the best bull in the county.
Well, I say we all go inside, and she looks at the other man, and she goes, we all go inside, and we all sit down, and we have a nice chat, maybe some food, and you apologize over, I don't know. Raz goes, card game! She goes, we'll all sit down, enjoy card game, and we'll talk it out. Maybe we'll figure, if we all all the farmers put their heads together, we'll find out why they are not attacking this.
Brady says, that's all well and good, but what about my family? What about my Gabions? We keep getting hit. Told you, every week I get hit.
Have you been hit this week?
He says, yeah, last night.
All right, excellent. So, sitting down and having some card games, and we'll deal with this in the morning, will help. Because, and here's the reason, we need to figure out why they haven't hit here. If we know why they haven't hit here, we'll be able to figure out, and you can tell us who they've hit in what order.
Wilson says, I don't know why I haven't been hit, but I don't like having these scallywags out running around here hitting my neighbors neither. I say we go out and do something about them. He looks at Shepard and says, you're military, you're an army person.
Shepard goes, but in army there is such a thing as intelligence. We need to find out where they are, and it's best to, for lack of better words, set our own trap.
And the scarecrow says, owl, make a owl, make a owl, make a owl.
She goes, we could have it come back here with reports now that we know exactly what we're looking for.
And it says, but stay away from the bunnies.
Stay away from bunnies, right. You see her pull out the scroll of the owl. She flips it. It spins open, flashes, and there is an owl. Human-sized owl. She goes, fly, find the soldiers of Nith. She looks and she goes, how big, if all your neighbors are being hit, they'd be within what? How many miles?
And Brady tells you, it's about a 4-mile radius, and there's 3 of us that's been hit.
4-mile radius.
It says 3 farms have been hit.
search.
Says they don't always take Gabion. Sometimes they take other things. Sometimes they take money. Sometimes they take equipment. Sometimes they take food.
She goes, well, she tells the owl to go search and report when it finds the encampment. And how long do we have? I know I keep talking about time, but this is kind of my character's thing because she's going to work on things in the meantime.
Yeah, well, I'll let you know how long you have. There's a card game going on in the meantime.
Yep.
What happens at this card game?
It slowly devolves into actual gambling because Raz cannot help herself. She has a gambling habit. Slowly but assuredly, she is throwing some stuff on. How much is a Gabion?
And, a lot.
A lot?
Quite a lot.
Is it more than what I currently have?
What do you currently have?
Technically,
Good old math.
27 obotins, which is... $675 gold.
You don't have enough to buy a Gabion.
But through the Wayfang Danglings, she's going to try getting enough out of these people to buy a Gabion. How much is a Gabion?
About 1,000.
1,000?
For,
she has...
for just a regular standard Gabion. For a really well-bred Gabion, probably 1,500. For a bull, easily 2,000.
So she needs 1,000 gold. Alright?
And you need to like roughly 500? Because you were at 600, so you roughly close to 500.
Maurice is probably worth 4,000.
So she's going to attempt to gamble with these people to get just enough money to get themselves a pack Gabion.
A pack Gabion.
One that they'll be able to bring supplies on, food and all that other stuff for the long trip. Because as Raz sees it, she would just love her own Gabion. It's been a while and this farm has brought back some memories. This also has a dual purpose of helping the other characters, but ultimately she wants a Gabion.
To get a pack mule.
Basically. A beautiful female pack mule. And she's going to attempt to roll. Gambling habit time.
Indulging her weakness.
Kevin, I want you to go... I want you to read Tim what that is.
It is a net 20, and there you go, camera, is another witness as a net 20.
I gained gambling as a skill, which I did not have.
That is not a good thing for someone with their flaw, with the gambling flaw.
The thing is, here comes the thing. The gambling flaw... the gambling skill as we've decided, because I was kind of figuring out how to do gambling for another character and another thing. How gambling works. I roll a 1d6. Whatever comes out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is the ability I use. So I can actually roll a negative. But now I understand gambling! I roll a natural 20 for my gambling.
And you are winning.
Oh, I'm winning.
You're winning.
Oh.
You're winning very well.
Actually, no, wait, hold on. I already had gambling. Never mind. I was like, I'm pretty sure I had
You already
gambling.
had gambling.
I already had gambling, but it was a natural 20, so I succeeded.
You're winning. You're winning. You're doing very well. The fairies of luck are smiling on your shoulders tonight.
Oh, how much do I get? While we wait for the report.
You win 500 gold.
Easy.
Which was all they had.
She goes, all right. She goes, that was really fun, but I have to ask. And she looks at, now that I have all this money, I don't know what I'm going to spend it on. She looks around, she goes, tell me, who's the owner of the farm again?
Wilson.
Wilson. I have a question for you. Do you think I could purchase one of your Gabions?
He says that would be 1,000 gold.
She goes, she looks down at her winnings and she goes, by luck chance, I have just that.
Says, then we can go out in the morning and you can have your pick.
Excellent. And she looks at the other guy and she goes, I know most of this gold came from you. Get good. She looks at him and looks at the Scarecrow and she goes, and this is the reason you do not bet everything you currently have on you. She's trying to instill the lesson to the Scarecrow, who the entire time was going, yay!
The downside of this, since gambling is her flaw, it will now be even harder for her to overcome the flaw because she has just reinforced it.
Oh, she just reinforced it heavily. Heavily reinforced it. But she's getting a Gabion. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet.
Brady is looks like a beaten man. He looks like a man whom the world has just stomped on.
His Gabions are stolen.
His Gabions
the pawn
are stolen.
gambles.
His farm's been threatened. He's being threatened. Now he's been lost all of his gold in cards.
Shepherd, how much prep time does Shepherd have?
6 hours.
6 hours. Not including sleep?
Not including sleep.
Not including
There's
sleep.
not a lot of sleep going on with what Raz has been doing.
Right.
There's all kinds of screaming and yelling, and
So
just as someone gets tired and thinks of nodding off, Raz hits again, and
she takes a 2-hour...
for someone so small,
power nap.
she's extremely loud.
She takes a 2-hour power nap. She's going to leave her bedroll and small tent in the house, along with her. Yeah, you can come in.
Okay.
We're currently recording.
I know.
Hi, Jane.
Hi.
Welcome back from Retail Hell.
Yeah. Just about.
You're not joining us?
No, I have stuff to do tomorrow.
We understand.
Wake up at 5 in the morning.
Then go take a nap.
Yep.
Retail hell.
Well,
Wow.
that's not retail. That's nannying.
Tomorrow's
Wow.
nannying.
Oh.
Here, I got a present for all y'all.
Yay.
They're so tiny and cute.
What is that?
They're teeny tiny animal crackers.
Animal crackers.
They're small.
Right, I see that. Look like little peanuts. They're very tiny animal crackers.
So the camera can see. It's so small. Oh, these are all your powers.
Yep, that's
Oh boy.
The dragon almost got killed by a bunny.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
yes.
How did that happen?
I was the only one fighting for a while before they noticed.
And these bunnies are the size of German shepherds with saber fangs.
Monty Python?
You ever heard of Watership Down?
Oh no.
One of my all-time favorite villains, General Woundwar.
Well, I won't keep you for long. I need to go to bed.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
You'll never think of bunnies the same way again if you watch Watership
True.
Down.
Okay, she spends 1 hour making scrolls, so she's back at her normal ones. So that's 1 hour of the 6. She then spends...
I gotta go pee.
He's gotta go pee.
No, I gotta go pee while the...
Son of a dingleberg.
You explain what you're doing to the people watching
Okay.
and how it works as it applies to Hero Builder and what they could do
So, in
to
Hero
create
Builder...
an unusual character like this.
And an old box character.
especially with Hero Builder. So I'm going to spend 4 hours to make a potion.
So you go.
The thing is, I have to roll to see if I actually make that potion in those 4 hours. The scrolls I can easily make; they're easy. But the potion I actually have to roll. So I might as well go over how to make a potion.
And you have 1 hour left.
1 hour. Let's see if I botch the potion. It's 10 power points, so I have to roll 10 or higher. So, as it stands, my portable witch's kit, which is kind of in the rule book, but I kind of added it. I have a small kettle in my portable witch's kit, which is a named item, and it allows me to make other named items. It has a small altar, a small kettle, a small oven, and a small poppet table. Now, poppets are going to be a later thing. So let's go off of the small kettle, which allows me to make potions, which is this. The altar allows me to make scrolls, but I don't really need to roll for low-level scrolls. I literally have powers that I can just do it. So, for my small kettle, in order to make a named item, the practitioner can create a named item called a potion that can be used in or out of combat. Potions are magical brews that has had magic infused into it. They can be drunk as a skill action. So free. They're really good. To successfully create a potion, the practitioner must have coal and a plant on creation of the potion. Easily found. Then they must make a brewing potions skill, which is, I think over here I have my little cheat sheet, which is tied to my wisdom. Now, I don't have brewing potions. I don't have that. So I'm just using my straight up wisdom unless I get a natural 20. I must get 5, let's see, brewing potions. Check the results. If the results of the roll is greater than the intended items PM plus 5, then it is successfully created. Now, outside of combat, it takes 2 in-game hours to create a potion for every 5 power points, 5 power matrix the potion has. So this potion of minor power, which is its power matrix is 10, is going to require a roll of 15 or higher to do. Now, my kettle gives me a +1, and my wisdom is a +5, so that's 6. I get a +6. So my roll has to be higher than 15. So I already get a +6. 6 plus 16, it's 22. I easily make the potion in the 4 hours. And now I have a potion of minor healing that can be drunk for free, and it does 1d20 hit point. It gives 1d20 hit points back, plus my wisdom, plus my magic proficiency. Yay! So I have that potion. I have 1 more hour, right? So with that hour, I'm going to spend making a fume, which I didn't roll for the fumes last time. I feel kind of terrible about that now, but we're going to do it. Yeah, that was my fault. Do you want me to roll for the fume from last time? Let's roll for the fume from last time. It didn't get used. So I'm going to attempt to make 2 fumes. Trust me. Oh
There's
boy.
a fume.
That's a fume of fouling, that is. So we're going to try making a fume of fouling. And fume of fouling is 10 power matrix. And I actually use my small oven to make the fume. In order to make the fume, I have to make basically the same thing. I have to roll 15 or higher, so 6. I get the 15. Right on the 15. 9 is the lowest I can roll for it. So I do make the fume of fouling. And I'm also going to make a fume of... Let's see here. Kevin, what do you think would be beneficial to the group right now? I can make the Fume of Misfortune, which is -5 to hit for 1 round, whoever breathes it. The Fume of Decay, it's a burst 1 versus Fortitude, and it does 4 necrotic damage for 3 rounds. Fume of the Goddess, it's a healing fume. Anything who breathes it in gets healed. Or Fume of Athletes. It gives +1 action for 2 rounds, and it causes 1 point of poison damage.
Considering you're lacking your healer right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do the healer. Let's do the Fume of the Goddess. So 9 or better. It fucks up.
You don't get the fume.
I don't get the Fume of the Goddess. That I mess up the alchemical.
It's because of all the noise that Raz is making.
It's the last thing I'm making. I'm going after making a potion, which is really complex to begin with. I'm stirring, and I fuel the fire, and it comes out, and I realize I forgot to put the clay jar in the oven to catch the fumes. So I just wasted.
You were distracted listening to Raz rape these poor men's wallets.
Nice.
Actually, you know, I just realized I could not make a fume. A fume is 2 hours to make. And I had 1 hour, right?
That's why you botched it. You tried to
Either way, I botched it, so it doesn't matter.
You tried to rush it.
I tried to rush it. It botched. I say rushing increases it by 10. What do you think? You're trying to rush it in that 1 hour? Yeah. So.
Anyways, where are we now? Or what are we doing now? After...
Considering she is going to give you the potion of minor... Not power. Potion of minor healing. She gives you the potion of minor healing.
You hear a scratching at the front door.
She goes over to the front door, opens it.
You see your owl outside.
Big, scary-looking owl. It looks like an owl, man.
And the owl says, "There's someone over at that circular building."
She goes...
The Bulls building.
Maurice's
building.
Maurice's. She goes, quickly. She goes, let's go! We all go out over to the building.
You go out and you see there is indeed a group of men at the building. They appear to be attempting to pick the lock.
The frog, which is still around, and it was just kind of hanging outside.
You're seeing them from a distance. You haven't come up to them. If anyone's going to approach, make a stealth check. Or are you just going to brazenly...
Are we going to do stealth?
Or are you just going to brazenly...
Are you going to fly into the air and circle above and see what happens? I mean, Raz probably... That's a good plan. It probably got discussed.
Yeah, I'm going to go up in the air. Stealthily kind of thing.
Okay.
Let's see if this works. Ooh. So that would be... What do I add?
Dexterity bonus.
So... 21?
What are you trying to do?
Stealthily fly
Get up in
above
the air.
them.
You succeed in flying above them.
Man, you should just be called like a Night Fury or something. Raz tells the Scarecrow to be quiet and to lay low. They've talked about it. Shepard, on the other hand, is walking up brazenly because soft-hearted, and she ain't gonna have this. She wants to help these people. She walks up and she goes...
She gets about 10 steps and immediately 2 guards step out of the undergrowth. 2 men step out of the undergrowth and they say, "All right, that's far enough, girlie." They're not part of the main contingent. These are 2 men obviously keeping watch on the backside.
And they obviously missed a freaking dragon going up into the air.
They're not looking up.
Well, they missed a dragon going up into the air because I literally.
She's going to roll for. She's going to roll to. It's a 16 to basically say I'm a witch, witches are usually respected, I would guess, in Nith armies because they're seen as healers and helpers. So she says, "I'm a witch, and you are to take me to your leader right now."
And he says, "You're a witch, huh?" Says, "Out here all by your lonesome."
A giant toad hops behind her and ribbits.
And he says, "Okay, you're a witch."
The giant owl flies down and lands next to her.
Mm.
And she goes, "Take me to your leader, now."
And
Raz is instructing the Scarecrow.
And
the Scarecrow's making the stealth check, by
the
the
two
way.
men haven't moved from their spot, but one of them looks over his shoulder and yells, "Yo, Captain Olson, we got a situation here."
She kind of just stands there and she waits.
And you see a man comes approaching him saying, saying, "All right, this whole thing appears to have gone to high hell now. You're supposed to be quiet. What is going on?"
He sees the witch.
He says, "She's a witch." He says, "Well, you kill her."
She looks at him and she goes, "You dare threaten a witch of the coven? The coven of Nithya?"
You see.
Which is actually something she still has. But here's the thing. I'm making it a deception roll because she is technically not with them anymore, and she's giving away a very bad twitch at the moment.
You see there are 4 men coming up behind him, and a truly monstrous dog.
Oh boy, that is a monstrous dog.
With my negative
It is
for
the
deception.
size of a lion.
Let me see. Let's see this one. Oh my. That's an 8 for deception on I am part of the Coven of Nithya. It's not really a truth. And she kind of like twitches a little bit, and it's an 8 for deceiving that she is still a part of.
And
everything else is absolutely true, but the only thing she twitches on that the deception does is the part of the I am a part of the Nith.
And
coven.
he looks at you, he smiles and nods and says, yeah, I get it. He then claps the huge dog on its shoulder and says, "Bruno, eat her." And that initiates combat.
So, draw the map.
The map is already drawn.
So
technically speaking.
We'll just be inside.
You are...
I'm not there.
I'm going to put the owl on.
You are right here.
You were where? Where are we?
Well, I'll put the enemies, and then you put yourselves out. You are...
The only one that's not going to be on the board is moi, because I'm still circling the air. So we are over there. Other way, dummy. There we go. Other way, dummy. Where's Raz at this moment?
Raz is like behind them, hiding.
There, you'll be in a tree. You'll be in a tree.
She was coming up behind them.
Behind? It's over
No,
here?
no. Behind us, behind the toad. She would...
Gotcha. So you're going to be in...
Yeah.
The only one who's not on the board is yours truly. Which one is the dog? The actual dog. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
And we have sorry pieces.
Yes, we have sorry pieces. And I need initiatives.
That is 16 for Shepherd. 0 for Raz. -1. She rolled a 1. So she goes dead last.
I got a 23.
What did Shepard get?
Shepherd got 16, I think. is half an hour to midnight.
Right. The Molossus initiates combat. It charges at Shepherd.
Okay, I'm like right there.
Yeah, it attacks Shepherd.
It's literally just a 5-foot step.
And what is her armor class?
Her armor is 13. Everything's 13 except Will. Will's
What?
16.
Okay. It hits. It hits, yanks, well, its huge jaws grasp her shoulder, lifts her up off the ground, and gives her a brutal shake. And she takes a total of 20 points. And next is the dragon.
The dragon, who's now in the air, circling above, and just seeing this.
Do it quickly!
The man said eater, and that is exactly what the dog is doing.
I'm gonna swoop down and... I'm gonna choose... Ice. And I'm gonna swoop down and breathe ice on the doggy. Oh boy. You might get a little cold.
If you miss, you might hit Shepherd, since she is essentially being grappled by the pooch.
Where should I?
Do it.
Why not? YOLO. YOLO!
If he rolls a 1, you could be in trouble.
Well, it's kind of impossible for me to roll a 1 here. Well, because I rolled a 17-ish. Fuck. Go away, you damn lock screen. Do. 27 against a reflex.
That is a hit.
Where is the D20? Yes, good. Yes, go. Ooh, yes. 14 points of damage.
You hit the puppy. You do get cold, but you're not damaged. But you do feel the cold, as the puppy does get ice appears on it.
I'm just gonna land
The
there.
dragon appears amongst their ranks.
I'm just gonna land there. Because, I was gonna land next to you, but there's like no room because you got your froggy.
And next is the captain, who is the guy in green.
Who now has a dragon next to him.
Yes, he does. You can make an attack of opportunity at him as he moves back to here.
28.
That's a hit.
Yeah. 5 points of damage as I bite him.
And he fires a crossbow at you. Your armor,
19.
you are hit.
Nice armor.
For 10 points.
Ow.
And next is the two guards you talked to are both wielding spears.
Who one of them has a dragon next to him?
One has a dragon next to him.
You know,
Is that the owl?
I'm just going to keep getting confused with my times. I think I'm just going to make it every 10. That's what the time is. So every 2 hours is 10 power point. 10 power points to it. Because the 5s were just tripping me up.
That one attacks the owl with his spear. What is the owl's armor?
The owl's armor class is 6.
And it is hit.
For how much?
He spears the owl for 11 points.
Owl is down.
The owl disappears in a plop, like a pop, and feathers. And the other spearman attacks the dragon. Your armor is 19.
Yes.
He hits for 11. And next is Shepherd, who is currently being chewed on. She's a chew toy right now.
What, the doggy didn't even let go after getting hit with ice?
Yeah, because that is a strength check to grapple. And I never made a grapple strength test.
Yeah, he just shook you, but she's still a chew toy. She's right in front of the dog.
True.
He's standing right over her.
With shards of ice sticking out of...
Mm-hmm. He's kind of stuck between which one. He's got a chew toy on one side and a dragon on the other.
The giant toad attacks. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm going to take a acrobatics check to roll away. Move me 5 this way,
Who?
please.
You?
Me. Acrobatics check to roll out of the way.
5 spaces or just a 5 foot?
5 foot space.
So, right there.
That is a 17 on the roll itself before I add acrobatics.
What's the total? 17 doesn't do it by itself.
$23.
That does it.
She rolls out of the way. Her sword comes out, snicker snack, and with the other action, it attacks. The giant toad attacks the dog.
Right.
That is. 25 versus armor class. Well, armor.
That is a hit.
That is a hit. $11 points of damage as the giant toad hits it.
Right. And next is the soldiers, the sorry pieces. And 2 of them fire, of the 2 on that side, both fire crossbows at the dragon.
Naturally.
They both miss.
This is why you have a healing potion.
And this one fires a crossbow at Shepherd.
Ow.
And he hits for 9 points.
Oh, I don't know.
Hits me for 9 points?
Yep. And that one fires at the toad. And hits.
Doing how much damage?
8 points.
It's still up. The toad is still up.
Although, even though you gave me a potion, I don't know where I would keep it on me.
You found a
And
way.
next is the scarecrow, who's grinning broadly. And where is the scarecrow? All the way back in the back.
Over here.
Right. Put him up behind the toad. Charges up on onto the earth right there. Charges right there, screaming pocket pawn, and throws Raz at that spearman.
Pocket Pawn activates her power flip out, which she's going to do, which gives her an extra action on her turn.
And it's now her turn. It's the end.
All right. She goes, Pawn! As he yells, Pocket! And they both yell, Pawn! And she's attempting to do double damage. $16 versus armor class.
That's a miss.
Oh no. Now just a regular attack. Why couldn't you have been the double damage one?
The regular attack was better.
22 to hit.
That's a hit.
That one's a hit. That one's a hit, so... $19 points of damage as she lands on the dude. She attempts to stab, misses. The second stab aims true.
Where
with her
does she
little
stab
needle.
him?
Right in the eye.
Ow.
And yeah, ow.
Yeah. These guys have been poaching, and they've been poaching, and there's a reason for the poaching. She is a farmer. Screw these guys.
And we're at the top of the round. I need initiatives.
Raz got 3. Oh. 21 for Shepard, who has a measly 1 hit point. I really wish I had that potion.
I got a 22. 22.
Alright, the Molossus goes first. It spins around and attacks the Dragon.
There's a dragon!
We got big going against big.
Except I'm bigger.
You're bigger. You're considerably bigger. It's the size of a lion. You're the size of a dragon.
I'm the size of a building. I'm a building with legs.
But it hits you building with legs.
What? I'm not done for this.
And what is your fortitude?
17.
It hits you for 11 points and then shakes viciously, doubling that to 22 points. As it successfully tears a chunk out of your shoulder. And you are next.
Oh, I'm next.
Can you naturally double your own damage?
No. I did not make one of this for my dragon this time.
Reality, her doubling damage would help with your character more.
Mm-hmm. Who is not here?
So is the dog... Did either dog just bite me and then just let go, or is he still biting?
He bit and shook his head viciously and tore a chunk out. So you're bleeding rather profusely at the moment.
I'm going to...
He's not holding on to you, he's holding on to the mouthful of scales that he just ripped out of you.
I'm going to just do... I'm going to use an action point to hopefully increase damage if I need it. I'm taking that 5. So I'm going to do 2 basic attacks on the dog. Not 919. That's new. There's no way I can hit that hard. I got a 29 for the first attack. And a 26 for the second attack.
Those are both hits.
Okay, so I need a D12 for one attack, and then a D8. I know you're around here somewhere. There you are. No. $13 points of damage on one attack, and plus another 11 on the other attack, as I claw it and bite it at the same time.
Okay. And alright, next is Shepard.
Shepard takes a 5-foot step, holds her action, focuses her magic, pulls out the scroll, and plops down another giant toad between her and everybody that's trying to kill her.
So
Yeah, right there. Actually, If this toad is covering this way, yeah, she drops it right there. Wait, if she was right there, 5-foot step there, right there, hiding between two giant toads.
And the next is
And that other giant toad.
the captain. And he fires one arrow at the dragon and one arrow at the newest toad that just popped into existence. And he hits the toad
For how much?
for 12 points.
That toad that just popped up goes away.
And we need the fail wheel because he rolled a 1 on the dragon.
Yeah. He trips.
He trips and falls over backwards onto his back. His arrow goes straight up into the air.
Doink.
All right.
And next is the scarecrow. The scarecrow's, the light from its head is once again yellow. And a pumpkin pie appears in Shepard's hands. Just out of nowhere.
Nice.
And you have the strongest urge that you have no control over to just thrust it into your face and start gobbling. And you are healed 17 points.
Yay! Honestly, that one arrow was probably meant for me, so that toad saved my life.
Mm-hmm. And the next is the spearman. This spearman goes at Shepard. The other one goes at the dragon. No, the other one is trying to get Raz. The other one goes at Raz, battling Raz. And the one going after Shepard rolls a 2. And the one going after Raz rolls a 1.
Fail wheel!
Your character you roll. Let's see what fate befalls his enemy. Done. Hero
Your
master.
master's choice.
Hero Master's choice. He
Wait, it's still moving. The eagles are coming. Help arrives.
Wait, let's see if it
Wait,
stops.
It's gotta stop.
It's never stopping. What's up?
I've never seen this before. This is really odd.
It's still going.
Wait. It stopped.
The
The eagles are coming. Help
Put a
arrives.
gammon gall on the...
He's behind you on up by the computer.
He's over there.
Good.
I can grab him a little easier. I can grab him a little easier than you. Whoops. Suddenly, Gavin Gall flies from the air.
No, he arrives at the... Remember, he was going to be meeting you here.
Right. But he probably flew here, saw what was going on, and has dropped down.
And
Can he drop right in front of me? That'd be really epic of
he
him.
drops right where he's at.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say if he dropped right where the toad was, we're
Right where
probably
you placed him. Right where you placed him is where he dropped.
Boom!
And...
Talk about help arriving. That was pretty cool. I was just watching it go, hey, is it just me, or did it just go to used wrong weapon? We're doing the Eagles coming. It's too cool.
No, it's already happened. I don't know what the deal is. It's just...
That's really weird. It's
still
like
moving.
keeps moving.
But anyway, let's continue.
There's some weighted problem with it. It is secondhand.
Yeah.
So
Maybe you got a ghost that's playing with it right now.
cool.
But anyways. Who's next?
Next is soldiers, and one of them fires at the dragon, misses. 2 more fire at the dragon, and one fires at that toad, one fires at the dragon. They both hit.
So one hits me and one hits the toad.
Yep, the dragon takes 7, the toad takes 6.
Toad takes 6. Toad pops out of existence. It's gone. It only had 1 hit point left.
And then is Raz.
That's how much you have?
For health, yeah.
What, is he almost dead?
I'm at 3 right now.
Well, you
Help.
have a free health potion.
Help did arrive right in the nick of time. Though.
Yeah.
Whew, we're actually having a bit of trouble with this encounter.
Well, yeah,
This is
because
the
we don't.
boss.
Well, granted, we don't have a healer.
True, we don't have the healer, and I'm not really the best of healers at the moment. Raz is going to.
I didn't. When I set this encounter up, I wasn't planning on the healer not being available.
Oof.
I wasn't planning on the dwarf not being available.
Good heavy and good tank. So you probably could have had a game of God, just come with us.
She's using pawn, double damage, and that's 25 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
$23 damage.
Does she kill the man?
Oh, hell yeah.
Describe it.
She takes her needle, bears it through his eye, hitting right back to the back base of his brain. And because it's a pawn power, you actually see green tendrils of powerful magic from Minuscule thrusting that power through him, and it bursts out the back of his head like a gunshot. Basically, she goes, BOOM!
The back of his head pops out, and his eyeball is sort of blinking there on the back of his skull.
And as she does this, as she finishes and he falls to the ground and she lands on top of him, she goes, that's why, and that's what happens to rustlers.
And
she has no love for rustlers.
Apparently not. We're at the top of the round.
Yay.
But this probably means they're going to fight even more tooth and nail. Because she just took down one.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't just, oh, I took you down. It's, we're playing for keeps. Then again, they tried to kill us first, so screw them.
I got a 25.
Right.
25?
Shepherd.
Shepherd got 19.
Raz.
4. Let's not talk about that.
The dragon goes first.
So you said the using the potion is a free action?
Potion is a free action because it takes so long to make.
How much does it heal?
The potion of minor healing heals you for this current amount. So automatically heals you for 6. 16 plus 6. I rolled good.
So as a free action, I'll somehow whip out that potion somehow. It was magically just stayed on my back as I flew and dived down. So we'll go with that.
You probably have like some sort of belt.
No. I'm a dragon. So all right.
6-legged dragon.
So
You quickly bust open the potion, drink it.
He's
By the way, a quick thing about that potion: when you drink it, it tastes very earthy.
So he's dead? Because you didn't take him off.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
dead.
I took off this sorry piece. I thought I was on him.
No, you were on the worst one.
The spirit dude that was next to me.
Cool.
I'm going to...
Regardless, it's brutal how she kills him.
I'm going to take a 5-foot step there. So I'm in between the doggy and the other spearman. And I'm going to use my roundabout. So I have... I'm just going to... Nah. I'm going to just do 2 attacks. 1 on the dog and 1 on the spearman. You know what I just realized? I forgot to add damage onto... Because I rolled an action... I used an action point and I added 5. I didn't do the 5 to the damage. To one of those attacks.
It's only either to hit or to damage.
Well, no, I didn't need it for it to hit. I didn't add it to the damage.
You didn't add damage.
So the dog...
The dog got an extra 5 points of damage.
Because I forgot to do that.
Too late now.
So, alright.
Hero Master roll.
Okay. So 25 for 1 attack against armor class, and 24 for the other one.
Which one is which?
The 25 is the dog, and the 24 is the
Spearman.
yeah.
And they're both hits.
Okay.
If it had been the other way around, you'd have missed the dog.
Oh. Whew. Alrighty. So ooh. So another 15 points of damage to the dog. And 7 on the spearman.
The dog goes down, the spearman stays up.
Yompers.
That's the first time the spearman's been hit.
Yompers. I have
And
murdered the naughty doggy.
next is the captain, who tripped over his own feet. Last time he attempts to tumble to his feet, and he does so. And he shoots at the dragon twice. Misses once, hits once. But no ones this time. For a total of 9 points.
Okay.
And next is that lone spearman who is left. He attacks this huge demonic lizard beast that just drops into the fray. He actually knows exactly what it is. I'm sure he's familiar with Tangara.
Tangora are pretty,
They're quite common in the area. This is, after all, their domain.
Yeah.
These rugged, cold regions.
Not further up north, though. It's a lot warmer there.
Yeah, they're right, because you're right near. You're right in the blight of right on the border of the blight of Gaul. And he hits. A Gabion Gaul comes into the fray just in time to get an ouchie. And
Hey, it
next
saves
is the Scarecrow.
one of us from getting an ouchie.
And the Scarecrow hits the dragon with a pie. And he regains 13 hit points. I came up with this power on the fly because of the lack of a healer.
Your builder allows it.
Who's next?
Next is Shepherd.
Shepherd holds both actions, focuses her magic, whips out a fume of fouling, and she's going to throw it. Let's see, he's here.
Yeah, he's like right next to me.
Dang. So it's either... Dang, no matter where I put it, it won't really work.
What are you trying to do? Just hit enemies and not hit an ally?
No, I'm going to put it right on him. So it hits there. They're just not quite packed enough. Or, actually, you know what? I'm pretty dumb. I could have No, I'm going to put it right here. Maximum fouling. 3 people. It's just dumb not to do it there. That one doesn't exist. That was just my dumb ass.
So he hits 2 sour pieces in the blue dude.
Yep. And
Well, if he makes
quickly
it.
run over
Next
to...
is
Well, let's see if he actually.
Let's see if it actually hits.
Yeah.
So, Fuma Fouling
what's it go against?
versus Fortitude. Or are we doing this like a grenade? And we wait till the end.
Yeah, we'll do it like a grenade. Wait till the end.
We didn't do it last time, but we're...
Yeah.
Because it technically is a grenade.
Yeah, we'll use the same rules as a grenade.
Alright, so...
Next is a Gammon Gall. And he attacks that spearman and hits. And he brings his bone scythe around and decapitates the spearman. And the soldiers, those 2, they both shoot at Shepherd.
Oh no.
And they both hit.
Oh no.
And one does 3 points, the other does 7 points.
Alright. I'm pretty sure I'm still up.
What does the fume capsule look like that you flung?
It looks like a clay bottle. Small clay bottle.
Alright, one of those 2 shoots at a Gammon Gall, misses. The other one picks up the clay bottle and shakes it. It goes off in his hand.
Alright.
And last is Raz.
Well, if it goes off right now, it makes its damage. But
He didn't have the smarts to throw it back at somebody.
Raz is
He
currently
failed
on
his
the floor.
intelligence check badly.
Raz is currently on the floor, and she clears her mind, makes her power, basically recovers power points at this point because she's just waiting for somebody to pick her up. She's good for that. One good throw. And it's versus Fortitude. For everybody in it. Are they minions?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure this is going to hit. I rolled low, but considering they're minions. 15 to hit versus Fortitude?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
The 4-2 was 13.
So... 12 points of damage.
The minions outlasted the boss.
Yeah, that was pretty
What was
fun.
the boss, the doggy?
Mm-hmm.
So the Fouling Fumes takes them out.
Yep. It does
course.
damage.
It does damage.
I was thinking it was the one that made him get misses. That made him get -5 to their
No.
attacks.
Fume of Fouling is damage.
Okay, that takes them both out.
Yoinkers.
And that is we're at the top of the round.
17 for Shepherd. 4 for Raz.
Hey, also I got a 17.
Nice.
Dragon got 17.
Yep.
Shepherd got 17.
Yep.
And who was faster out of the 2 of them?
What's your dex?
12.
I'm faster.
Dragon goes first, Shepherd goes second.
Would I technically be able to hit the captain or whatever with my tail where I'm currently at? Or no?
You'd have to make a 5-foot step and you could.
There. And I'm just gonna do 2 attacks with my tail. Why am I playing with your turtle? Or your frog? Why am I doing that?
It's a really good question.
So 25 on the first hit. And a nat 20 on the second hit.
What's your max damage with the tail?
7 points of damage.
All right, roll the second one. 7 didn't take him out.
And another 7.
That takes him out.
And his fate's in your hand. You just saw Raz like completely punch out somebody's head.
His eyeball.
So she was definitely playing for keeps. So what about you?
I decapitate him with my tail.
Nice.
I hit him so hard his head just goes boing. Bye-bye, head.
This is what happens when Jane's not here.
She's not here to monitor the action.
People die.
And next is Shepard. There's only 2 bad guys left.
Shepard just looks at them,
It says boo.
takes out a scroll, flips it, pops open a toad right behind them, and it ribbits threateningly, like you should run.
And they're next.
Actually, you know what? I can't do that because it pops it all right in front of me. I don't have any direction.
Let's go.
So it pops here and it ribbits at them
And
threateningly.
they do run.
They do run.
And that is the end of combat. And a Gammon Gall says, and here I thought you were having a nice relaxing stay here while you waited on me.
You see Shepard panting a little bit. She goes,
He says, what happened here? Looks around.
deserters.
Deserters.
Now, the guys who are in the fumes, I've already stated that it doesn't kill anybody.
Mm-hmm.
They are still unconscious. The 2 that were in the fumes.
They wake up.
Did you kill the person, the spearman?
The captain she killed, he knocked his head off.
I killed the captain.
And the dog.
Raz killed the other spearman and
Gammon Gall
killed the other one.
spearman.
Alright. So the 2 Nithians are still lying on the ground.
They
unconscious.
wake up.
With everybody, friends decapitated. Shepard walks over, looks down at them, and goes, "Explain." Just like a captain who's disappointed in how the latrine.
They both look at each other and say, "We was just following orders."
She goes, "Okay, now give me the truth."
The other one says, "We was just following orders, ma'am." She said he looks towards the captain and says, "He was our commanding officer."
And what was his orders?
He says, they both look at each other and shrug. Neither one appears to be particularly bright.
She shakes her head and she goes, "Nith Empire." She looks at them and she says,
In fact, from looking at them, it might even be inbred.
she just looks at them and she looks over at Gammon Gall, looks back at them, looks at Gammon Gall, and she goes, "Well, how do you black cats usually handle something like this?"
He says, he says my uncle handles that sort of thing.
Well, seeing as how he's not here.
What should we do with them?
He says, he looks at the dragon and says, hungry?
I'm always hungry.
She looks at them and she goes, "But to kill them for something they do not truly understand, that'd be not just. It wouldn't be justice." Raz is currently yelling at the Scarecrow going, "Did you see that? I got that rustler, bossed his head right in."
The Scarecrow's nodding stupidly, like a bobblehead. And then stops nodding and suddenly goes, "Why?"
Because they were stealing from farmers, and you never steal from farmers.
He says, not even if they's dead and has a pouch?
Never.
He says, got it.
Raz has a very interesting code. She's willing to steal from anybody, but not farmers. Because she used to be a farmer. That's just me. She then looks over at the two and says, and those two rustlers. What does the Scarecrow do?
He says, why?
She starts going on about rustlers being the end of farms as we know it.
And he says, He nods. And Gammon Gall says, so what do we do with them?
Shepherd looks at them and says, we cannot be judges. They are deserters. We should turn them over to the Nith Empire. She goes, but with me fairly away because I deserted too.
You see, Gammon Gall says, that's not exactly in the picture because we've got to move.
She goes, really?
He says we were able to lay some false trails. We slowed them down, but it won't take them long to figure out which direction we've headed. So says we're gonna have to move at high speed because my father's going to be on our tails soon.
She goes, all right, that sounds like a plan. I guess we gotta go. She looks at the two deserters and she goes,
Run.
She
Don't
nods,
stop.
She looks at the toad. She looks at them and she goes, Toad's hungry. You should better run.
They run.
The toad runs after them, and that's the end of that toad. And that is a story for another time. What happens to those two? That could be a cutscene later down the line.
It will be.
The toad's just running after them, going, "Hup, rah, rah."
And so you gather up all your supplies.
We gather our supplies. We gather our stuff. Raz goes and picks a Gabion before we leave
You pick a Gabion.
for
You pick
1,000 gold.
one of the females
Mm-hmm.
who are less temperamental than the males. Not by a lot, but less temperamental.
One with a nice horn on it.
Females' horns don't get very large, but it's still a fairly sizable horn.
She gets on the Gabion. She goes, I have no idea what I'm going to call you, but I know what's it going to be. It's going to be a good one.
You climb up on the Gabion's back, and it immediately starts bucking.
She goes, hold on now, hold on. And she's going to do farming. To gain control of it. 20, not natural.
The Gabion flings her off and spends the next 14 minutes trying to step on her as she's running and weaving and saying, no, I'm in control of you. I know. Gabions are very temperamental. Even the females are temperamental. Not like the males, but they're still very temperamental.
But eventually she gets control.
As you're heading down the road. And that's where we're going.
Actually, hold on. I want to see something. I want to see if Shepherd can steal Raz's thing from her.
No, go for it. Try it.
I don't know what I added for farming intelligence. So yeah, if 20 didn't get it, I don't think 18 will.
No, 18 doesn't do it. It'd been so funny if she rolled a natural 20.
It would have been. I was really hoping for it, but I'm just trying to think. It's would there? Well, I rolled for farming. Would there be any other thing?
Creatures, monsters. She could probably maybe even use some kind of magic there.
Because I don't see Raz doing anything but relying on her previous farming skills.
Mm-hmm.
Shepherd would try a bunch of stuff, so let's see what she rolls. So first roll was farming. trying to emulate Raz. Didn't work. Okay. Diplomacy definitely didn't work because it was a 5. Let's see.
Where are you looking at? Another Jane Shepherd's right there.
I'm seeing what second sight adds. It's wisdom. So that's 19.
Nope.
22 is your magic number.
What else could I roll? What else could Shepard roll? Because she's trying to gain control of the Gabion out from underneath Raz by accident. And of course, Raz is having such a hard time.
What else does she have?
She doesn't have anything. These are all just fresh rolls for her.
Oh, she doesn't have any skills?
I mean, essentially any wisdom skill that if she rolls, so the magic number is 22, right? So subtract. She has to roll 17 or better on one of these skills. So she's already gone through through diplomacy, farming, second sight to learn its intentions. What else could I roll? Animal handling?
Mm-hmm.
That takes wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 5. That doesn't work. Animal kin? It's not animal handling. Animal handling is kind of like forcibly doing it. Animal kin is I speak with the animals, which is actually part of magic. Nope. Any others we can think of? Don't you dare roll number 20. Don't you dare.
The dragon's going to make an attempt.
Yeah, it's Hero Builder. You have every right. While I'm thinking of something.
Nope.
Okay, that's a definitely no.
I rolled 2. Nope.
I really wish Jane was here because she could roll the natural 20. It would be the most funniest that the Keegan was able to. And actually, could she appeal to her goddess?
Yeah, she'd probably try. I'm going to roll for my 2.
18 to appeal to the goddess. Who, a quick thing about how, because it's based on Wicca, as I said, the 5 points are the different realms. It's encased by the goddess Nithya, which is the godhood of Nith, but they call her the goddess. I rolled an 18 plus 5. I guess the skill would be pray.
Probably.
Pray, yeah, I'll think of something better.
One of my 2 rolled a nat 20. And it wasn't a gammon gull.
Meaning the scarecrow?
It likes the scarecrow. So the real question here is, who gets it? I had to do a lot of rolls.
What's funnier? What do you 2 think?
I think scarecrow.
It would be absolutely funny for the scarecrow, but speaking as a pragmatic sense, we would constantly need the scarecrow next to it. And the scarecrow is just going to constantly get in trouble with the giant uncontrollable thing. I would say at least have the Gabion have a little bit of control with somebody.
And Raz is the only one that can control the scarecrow.
So there we go.
True.
You 2 are going to be an inseparable pair.
They already are an inseparable pair.
I will say this though, as a counterpoint. Are you going to have the scarecrow during the ones I run?
Quite possibly.
All right, because whenever I run a game, I'm actually going to phase my characters out.
That's what I had planning on doing too.
Oh,
left the scarecrow in because you needed a healer.
I know the scarecrow was left in because we needed a healer. Plus, it was part of Raz's. So
yeah. And but up until that point, the only action he was going to do was going to be to throw the pawn. and ask questions.
I think we're all going to have to sit here because I really want to have control of that Gabion.
You can have it.
I can have it?
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, can I have it?
But what if I want it?
You rolled! Not everything I did, but eventually,
I don't care.
through hard work and dedication.
The
Scare-
Gabion said, fuck it. I'll calm down now.
I'm done. Alright, guys. I understand all of you, like,
With a
I'm
male
bored.
voice
It's
somehow.
like I'm bored of this somehow. Well,
I'm
considering that all the thing's the size of a small elephant, I don't think it would have a girly voice.
But it is a
Thank you.
female, though.
So, females can have melee voice.
Yeah, female lions don't have high pitched voices.
roar.
Mm.
Simba. Simba.
In fact, the only species on Earth that the female has less powerful voice is humans.
I have to double check that, but I'll go with you.
Many species, females are larger.
It's true. Except orangutans. I think orangutans have the...
Oh, the apes, they're smaller than the apes.
Um,
Insects, they're all much larger.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But,
A lot of reptiles,
moving on.
they're larger.
Let's move on.
moving on. Let's say the Scarecrow had it. I shouldn't be a dick.
It doesn't matter to me. I just rolled because nobody was getting good rolls, and
All right, I'll take control of the I'll take control of the Gabion, and I'll have Shepard name it, and Raz will be very pissed off at Shepard. Because here's the thing, it'd be more funny that Shepard gained control of the Gabion over Raz, who paid for it. It's kind of like the wife wanting a dog, and the husband ending up the dog liking more. Be like, come here, Pooch. Come here, Pooch. You son of a bitch. You stole my dog from me. That kind of thing. So I think that'd be more funnier anyway. What do you think? So Raz now has it out for Shepard. Because she gambled. She got a natural 20 on that gamble to get that freaking Gabion.
and now it ignores her.
And now it ignores her. This makes it more funny in my opinion. Because now Raz is going to do anything in her power to undermine Shepard.
And that's where we're going to end. And everybody goes up a level.
Yay!
'Cause this is the
Third game.
third session.
If you're wondering what we're doing, we're doing experience points, but just as a quick refresh, we are, as of this, we have the entire season planned out.
And we are doing every third
Every
episode.
we go up
a
a
level.
So, if I remember correctly, hold on. Let me pull up the title cards to see what the next one
But
is.
before we completely end, there is a cutscene.
I love cutscenes. Go ahead, do it while I am...
All right, we see the two not too bright Nith soldiers running out of breath, and they're panting and like, "This is still behind us. I think we might outrun it. I don't see it no more." And then they see two more Nith soldiers, the other two who fled the battle, and they're breathing hard, and they say, "Oh, you got away too." And this, the dumber of the two says, "Yeah, we got away. Now there's four of us. There's strength in numbers. We're good to go. So where do we go?" Say, "I don't know. You pick a direction." And so the four men start walking, and they go over a little of a hillock, and one of them says, "Wait, stop, look. I's a bit hungry. Let's go get ourselves a bunny rabbit." And they see about 12 enormous rabbits sitting in the undergrowth, and the four men say, "Yeah, let's go get us some rabbits." And the four of them run down the side of the hill towards and we don't see them, we just see them run down the side of the hill, and that's where our cutscene is.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to say it afterwards. I kind of want these four men as a cutscene
To survive.
to survive so much. They just keep getting away. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll see. As of now, they're going into the pits. I don't know how they're going to get out of that. So, next up is Dollhouse, and I think you're running that one. Do we have a cutscene to give us a hint about what Dollhouse is going to be?
Yeah, we have a hint. We have a we can come up with a cutscene for Dollhouse. We see a house, very large, sort of ornate but old. It was built with great architecture, sort of a Gothic look. A lot of money was put into this place, but that was a long time ago, and it's kind of fallen into disrepair in a lot of ways. It's not a ruin, but it's a bit run down. And we see a young woman walking down the pathway to this house. She is dressed completely in red. She has a hood over her head. And she turns one way, turns the other. We get a glimpse of her face. She's very attractive. Very attractive human woman. Not really a woman even. Looks like she's probably a little more than a girl. Probably late teens. Early 20s at the very most. And just a little sprite of a girl. And completely wearing red robes. She walks towards the house, comes up onto the porch, then reaches into her robe, pulls out a flask, looks at it. The flask is filled with a rather sickly colored yellowish, almost sort of mustard puke yellow fluid. She shakes the vial, puts it back in her robe, smiles, reaches into another pocket of the robe, pulls out another flask. This one has got a bright glowing green fluid in it. She shakes it, smiles even more brightly, and then walks up to the door and knocks.
All right. And then that's where we're going to end. So, tune in 2 weeks to watch The Fifth Realm Dollhouse. And we will see what happens then.
Dun dun dun.
Dun. And I'll come up with a name for the Gabion, and that will really piss off Raz. So, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. And till then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Let me go end the stream.
What did you think of Gabion Gambit?